Yes, yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester United Chelsea Tottenham Hotspur show. Man United podcast meets the Ballers at the Bridge podcast, meets Talking That Tottenham Talk podcast, where we discuss all three of those clubs. And a lot is going on. A lot's just broken in the past half an hour or so. So it looks like Jadon Sancho could be on his way to Juventus. Mctominay could also be leaving Old Trafford and on his way to Napoli. And speaking of Napoli, it seems Lukaku is on his way there. And it also Raheem Sterling looks like he could be on his way out of Stamford Bridge, as well as Romelu Lukaku. So a lot going on. That's just four off the top of the head right there. But big up to everyone who is currently locked in. Please keep all your comments, questions, Manchester United, Chelsea, or Tottenham Hotspur related. So whether it's about Jadon Sancho, Scott McTominay, Romelu Lukaku, or Raheem Sterling, or something else Manchester United, something else Chelsea, or it might be about Spurs' lack of activity currently in the transfer window after their disappointing 1-1 draw away at Leicester. Played very, very well in the first half, dominated, should have been out of sight, but when you don't take advantage when you're in a dominant position in football, especially the Premier League, normally it comes back to bite you. But big up everyone that's currently locked in. I know you're supposed to get the show yesterday, but actually, good job you didn't get the show yesterday with all the news that broke. But yeah, it will go back to Thursdays as of next week. I was just running around doing stuff. That's why. But we're here. Surfer will be joining me shortly. Jez will also be joining me shortly, so don't worry about that. But like I said, get your questions in. Please just keep it Manchester United, Chelsea, or Tottenham Hotspur related. Big up Abs, big up Warrior J. Don't worry, Warrior J. I've started all of your comments. Big up to Mello, says big up everyone going to watch it back. Great stream incoming. Appreciated. Big up to Ben Talks Chelsea, says big up Flawless. Finally got Lukaku out the club. Big up to my little bro in the chat as well. Warrior J has also put Postacoglu's comments on Spurs as well. Big up Chinlu as well. And Warrior J, yeah, lots of information even with Spurs. I'm looking here saying Solomon could go out on loan to Leeds, but I'll start with Manchester United and we'll start with Scott McTominay because that's much. True say, there isn't much more I can say on Scott McTominay, but there isn't much more I can say on the Jadon Sancho situation, but I feel they're both just so avoidable. But Manchester United have received €25 million proposal from Napoli for Scott McTominay, but still not enough to proceed. Manchester United always ask for a fee in excess of €30 million to sell McTominay. That's from Fabrizio Romano. My main thing about this is why. You don't want him. He's not worth it. What's 25 million euros? Let me see. What is 25 million euros in pounds? Euros. But it's 21 million. He's not worth 21 million. That's phenomenal business for us. Why are you looking for 30 million euros? And it said in excess of 30 million euros. So 30 million euros in pounds is 25. So it seems you're looking for 30 million. Just move him on. Really here haggling over 5 to 10 million over Scott McTominay. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I can't remember the NBA player who said it, but this is just ridiculous. Just get him gone. Move him on. I really don't understand it. I don't understand if they was offering £25 million and Manchester United wanted 50. I tell a lie, that's foolish. But I'd kind of hear it if, say, Manchester United wanted 20 and they were only offering 10. That makes more sense because you're literally only half of where we're at. We're literally talking about 5 to 10 million pounds for Scott McTominay. It's phenomenal business by us to move him on for that fee. Phenomenal business by Manchester United. What is going on? What are we doing? Just get it done. Absolute foolishness. Every time I see it, I'm like, every time I see it, I'm just like, yo, just get it done. That's it. DeMarcus Cousins. And speaking of that, Jez is also in the cut as well. Yes, Jez, what are you saying, fam? You good?
Yes, sir, man. Yeah, man. Big up, bro. What you saying?
Oh, bless up, family. Oh, bless up. How was the start of the FM stream on Twitch?
No, it was good. Obviously, just had to hire stuff. This is always something that I do first. And the funny part is, I just looked at my team just for a few seconds, just off stream. Bro, my best center back has an ACL. What the fuck?
Ah, damn. Yeah, you need to go.
Yeah, so he's out for 8. Bro, he's out for 8 to 9 months. So that's already a crazy
so
start.
for For those that don't know, make sure you follow Jez on Twitch because he'll be running Football Manager streams on there, and they're very, 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 very entertaining. So that's how I know, because he was starting a new one, and he did a random club and won, and the best team when he generated the clubs was CSK Sofia. So it's like, all right, let's make this
the
happen.
Bulgarian first division people, in case you're wondering where they are.
Yeah, so there you go, people. And Warrior J says, flawless. Sorry if I asked too much, but I still ask this. Now, you ask good questions, Warrior J, though. Plus, you're our information on here. You are the Fabrizio Romano of Sarcasm City TV. You're the guy that we go to for news. The same way everyone on Twitter goes to Ornstein and goes to Fabrizio Romano. When it comes to Sarcasm City TV, you are the biggest news outlet. You're the guy we go to. Like, Warrior J, you could say something that is a lie or something that sounds like a lie, and I believe it because it's you. That's how credible you are here. That you could say something blasphemous, and I'd be like, what? But because if you're right, I know that you've got it from a credible source. So in regards to it, would you still go with the same back four or anything different against Brighton, since Brighton does have attacking threats? I would personally go with the same back four and save the lit for Liverpool. But if he decided to play the lit over Maguire, because they're the only questions. The only two fullbacks we have are Delo and Mazurari. It's just a question of who plays right back, who plays left back. Martinez is going to play. So that's 3 of the 4 right there. People have mentioned about Brighton's attacking threats, and of course they offer much more going. They offer much more going forward than Fulham. However, I have faith in our defense because of what I've seen against Fulham, where we just looked more organized. And defensively, we don't look anywhere half as bad as I thought we was going to look. Now, if we get cut open at Brighton and lose the game 3-0 and it could have been 6, whole different conversation. But defensively, I actually trust these players. I've already given my thoughts on the goalkeeper, but Delo I've never had an issue with defensively. Mazurari looks very much like a Delo in terms of he just goes about his business professionally and seems defensively just very sound. I don't think we'll have any issues with him. Martinez is of quality as well. And you put Casemiro in front of that, who goes and wins tackles and challenges. And then Maino, when Jez put all the stats on the Q&A, when he topped the list for everything in the first weekend, he was top for interceptions, he was top for duels one, he was top for tackles one. So yeah, it's only really Maguire and De Ligt got on. He played well also. And like I said, outside of the individual players, we just look more organized as a team. And the onus is on Brighton to get us because they're the home team. And it seems this new manager, I know it was only one game against Everton, but they're trying to get on the ball and be on the front foot. And the fans are going to expect that. It's their first game of the season. It's their first game of the season at home. Manchester United coming to town. So it's going to be a packed house. Despite Manchester United being as bad as we've been, we're still everybody's biggest game. Everywhere we go, we sell out. Everywhere we go, we sell out. Guarantee that game, their home end is sold out already. Sold out. Same way, whoever else we play next the way, I'm not sure it is, sold out as soon as those tickets go on. Become available, I should say. So yeah, defensively, our problem is offense, I would say. Big up Don C for the super chat. Family, big up. He says, fuck your side bitch Spurs. They are dead food. Hate United and Liverpool on a decline, but love the show. And big up Flawless. Hey, love Don C every single time. And people giving their opinions, even if it's against mine. See how he just started off, like Tupac on Hit 'Em Up. Man just said, fuck your side bitch. You know, when Tupac started Hit 'Em Up, for those that have heard the song, and he was like, that's why I fucked your bitch. You know what I'm saying? You fat motherfucker, which is a crazy way to start a diss track. And people say Drake and Kendrick went too far. And that's how Tupac opened the tune before the instrumental even started. It's crazy, but big up Don C. Nah, Spurs, yeah. I've heard Jez talk about it. I've heard Cube talk about it. I've heard Expressions talk about it in regards to Spurs' lack of quality, and it seems there is something to it. I've said this before, Jez is annoying me a lot of the time when it comes to Spurs.
Might as well just go to work again, because there's not really much really going on right now.
Because Warrior J said, question for Jez, would you change anything against Everton? And what was your concern that you saw against Leicester? Yeah, we'll go the Spurs route.
Change anything? There's not really. I think there's not a lot you can really change, to be honest. Like, I think you can give the 2 young guys, Cray and Bergwijn, maybe you can give them a start against Everton. So Everton not necessarily not the best outfit currently. and it's going to be a home game as well for us. So I think this is home atmosphere might actually benefit them to make the debut in the starting 11, make the debut in the starting 11. Outside of that, because obviously I would love to. I would. Odobert is actually not able to play since he got his work permit, but I don't wanna. I don't wanna put all the expectation on the 19-year-old now. To put him there on the right wing and save our attack. Slank is injured. He got injured with Leicester, which is funny. Last season he never got injured, and no Tottenham after his first game injured. But I'm
Why
not
is
really
he injured?
concerned.
Why is he injured?
It's just an ankle injury, but it's not a deep one. Like
It's not serious. It's probably just a knock.
it's not a serious. It's like a knock, but apparently he's not going to be able to make this Everton game, and maybe the Newcastle game he might not make as well. So we have to, but he should be back versus Arsenal. But outside of that, there's not really much I'm going to change. Outside Crane, well, maybe for Sarr and Bentancur personally. I think for Odobert, this will be his first game for Tottenham, literally, and he didn't have pre-season. The fact both, I said this going into the seat. I said this when we signed both of them that Solanke might even struggle at the beginning because Guy didn't have the pre-season. I feel like it's important for new signings to have that time to go and understand the system. Same with Odobert. So I personally would only change probably Gray and Bergwijn since they've been around actually, and probably put them in for Bentancur and Sarr. Concerns about Leicester game. It's not concerns because I've been talking about the issue in preseason and also on the streams. It's like my biggest issue is more so of the fact that the manager Ance's just completely ignoring one part of the game, which I think is a key part in the game. It's not like set pieces or anything like that. It's defending. And I literally had the conversation just over the last couple of days, and I've been also just thinking about it in terms of just the way he sets up the team. Which team truly still plays only a lone six these days? I was trying to think without any sort of protection. I was thinking, ironically, I think only Ange, Tuchel, and Ten Hag play with only 1-6 by themselves. This is the funny part, and you see how their teams get exposed on counters. So this is the fact that we just don't have any sort of elite number 6 in terms of who can, like, at least United, you can say they have Casemiro there when he's on it. You can at least say Bayern Munich, Tuchel's not there anymore, but if Tuchel was still there, at least they have Joe Pellegrini now. Like, we don't. The issue is that Ange is completely disregarding, in my opinion, the fact that if he wants to play that way, at least have somebody in the 6 who's a ball dominant winner who can go and win duels, somebody who can anticipate certain situations when they're on the counter. But he's more willing to go with guys who are more better on the ball rather than defensive minded, aka Bissouma, Bentancur, and stuff like that. This is where, ironically, I think RG Gray would be not the most ideal because I don't believe truly any team that plays a lone 6 these days can actually truly compete. Because if you look at any team, there's some sort of level of protection there, whether it's a back 3 or if there's another fullback tucking in to play next to that midfielder. So I think that's my biggest issue, which we had already last season. I talked about already. Pretty much, I can just copy and paste all my issues from last season that I have got into this season, and this was one of my main concerns because I remember on these shows when at the end of the season,
what's to use an expression said the same exact thing.
This is what I'm trying to say because and I said last season at the end of the season on these shows I said one of my key aspects that I said for the new season or preseason I would say is that I want Ange to show me something new in the preseason in terms of what are you going to do about the fact that we concede too many chances, not goals, chances. Because I feel like this is the aspect. Because if you concede goals, happens in the game. If you concede a goal like we conceded against Leicester, happens, is what it is. If you concede a goal from set pieces, is what it is. But for me, it's just the frequency of how many times we look so vulnerable once we lose the ball in the final third or even midfield sometimes. Because maybe a player's not focused for like a moment and then the team can counter. Because you saw the first half, I don't think Leicester did anything really. I don't think they're amazing.
Leicester didn't do anything. You lot with the dominant side. They didn't do nothing in that first half.
But then in the second half, you saw how it went. I think Leicester got used to the patterns and they were able to just play through over presses them. And you saw also some of our players were very lazy on the ball, in my opinion. And just poor touches even at times. So yeah, it's just like I don't really need to go on a crazy dialogue because I feel like I would only just repeat myself if I said, and I mentioned a couple of weeks ago on the preseason matches that despite even winning these matches, I'm not impressed by these wins because I wanted to see something different. I wanted to see something that shows, you do care about how the defensive structure of the team is. And he didn't show me that. And I mentioned about that how if he's not willing to see that, it can potentially even cost his job because everybody knows how he wants to set up this season. And I know on the stream after the Tottenham game on Monday, obviously me and Q talked about it on the playback.
Yeah.
Even though I agree with the overall take that the quality in the team in terms of is still far away of where we wanted to be.
Yeah.
But if you ask any Tottenham fan if they would swap even Leicester's attack over our attack, they wouldn't. They wouldn't swap the midfield over ours. They wouldn't swap the defense over ours. So this is where I look at it and say, yeah, the team maybe lacks in quality, but you can still go and have that.
We still good enough to win the game. 100%.
100%. We have still, and the first half showed it. We have more quality than most teams in the league, in my opinion. Even if the quality is maybe even if the quality is between 4th to 8th, depending on form, it's still in the area. Yeah. It's better than most. It's better than most of the half of the league, pretty much. So, for me, this is where I say I think it's more of a coaching issue, even if there are certain profiles in the teams, like the wingers, for example, that we played on Monday, where I had my concerns that why I didn't want to see his son as left winger anyway no more. I just want to be a left winger.
That touch is still replaying in my head when he got
you can't tell me this is a winger, bro. A touch like this, you can't tell. And I made the hot take. I think he's a worse winger than Son. I think he's a worse winger than Werner.
Yeah, Doddsy said. So, what do you think Spurs' main issue is? Then I know you mentioned multiple things, but what do you think?
I think the main issue is the defensive structure.
Okay.
Because I feel like if the team lacks in the right attacking profiles and the quality, you should at least make sure that you don't concede that many chances.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair.
I think that's the main issue for me personally. So yeah, like I'll be honest, like but that's the thing that I would say about Ange, and I think we all three can agree that he's the type of manager. He is stubborn. He's not gonna go and all of a sudden just what, it's not gonna be right. Unless he's gonna be in a very job threatening situation, in my opinion, maybe then he sees it and starts to think, you know what, actually, it doesn't make sense for me to have both my fullbacks at the number 10 spots. It doesn't make sense that Son is holding the width and Johnson's holding the width. It doesn't make sense that we play with a lone six that can't even win the ball back. Maybe when he sees that, then maybe he can fight for the job. But I think at this moment in time, the way it's gone, I'll be honest, I fear for the manager. I don't have any hate. Like when I'm manager out, it's more so because I hate the manager and I have like genuine hate. Like for example, Conte, like where I just generally hated him as like a person rather than just even the manager. Like style play for me doesn't really matter to me. For me, it's more about how do you act as a manager. And I felt like Conte, for example, was very cowardly after games, which I don't feel about Ange that way. But I feel about him negatively currently from his tactical standpoint and how he refuses to change. And I'll be honest, we play Arsenal after Newcastle. You already know a record that Newcastle is not great under Ange. Go then after lose Newcastle and then lose Arsenal early in the season at Tottenham Stadium in an embarrassing way again. The fans gonna turn.
That is definitely if you don't beat Everton and then go and lose that
and then there's Arsenal. Bro, there's a lot of heat going on from early season, and that was my fear going into even pre-season. That's why I said I better hope he comes back with new ideas on how he can fix the chances conceded and things. But it doesn't look like he wants to change it. So, hey man, I said my opinion on how I feel about it. Like I'm still with the manager. I don't really have any hate towards him. I hope he can turn it around. But that's why my prediction was 3-2 against Leicester. That's not a confident scoreline, if you want to be honest. So this how you should know my feelings going into the season. So it's what it is currently. So yeah, I'm just hoping Everton next. They have a bunch of injuries.
Oh, we all get your prediction for that game. Yeah. Seth, what are you saying? You good as well, yeah?
Big up, so.
You good, Seth? Yeah? Oh, man.
Also,
a lot going on with
quick.
Joe Mob, so we'll get to that as well.
Yeah, Chelsea got a lot going on, man. Loads going on.
Go on.
I know with Chelsea, but now last thing I want to say is I just saw on my timeline that Mano Solomon
James, you
is
says,
going.
can we move on from Spurs, please? Nah, you know what I'm saying. Now you said that. Spurs now for the next. Spurs now. We ain't moving on.
Literally 1/3 of Spurs show. I don't understand. We haven't like. It's not like this isn't a random stream we're doing. You know, we haven't just popped on this. I don't understand. If you're new here, no problem. But this is literally I don't understand this. It's literally 1/3 of Spurs show. I think you're new here, but thank you. Yeah.
Nah, don't. The next question I'm gonna ask is gonna be United, but now you said that next question is gonna be a Spurs question though.
I was gonna be here for an hour now. We're gonna go.
I don't even know if I can even bring up
weaknesses and strengths. We're gonna go through.
This is the only way I can probably keep it to because nothing's been happening also the Leicester game, and obviously I'm seeing apparently Mano Solomon is going to Leeds on loan.
Yes, I did.
That's the transfer of the window. That's the transfer of the window.
It says here. Oh yeah, so this is Postecoglou and Solanke. Don picked up a knock in the last game. He got through the game, but it flared up the day after and missed the game tomorrow. It's an ankle injury. He copped it. Yeah, really early on, someone went across his ankle, and then on Solomon, like you mentioned, Solomon set for medical test at Leeds United on Saturday. He's leaving Spurs after rejecting bid from Getafe, as England has always been his priority. Deal at final stages with Leeds, and that's from
Pokeef one.
Yeah, Pokeef one. I'm not sure how reliable that source is.
But it's quite good because he's Spurs.
Ramo, I care about Spurs. Yeah, now you're getting shit off his chest, man. I want to hear the info on Spurs. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, like I said, we're gonna go to Chelsea. We're gonna go to Man United because this is gonna be the least information we're gonna talk about because there's
the least black team this week. Yeah, Spurs.
Exactly. So just like that, we're getting rid of the first.
You know what? Now that's good. Hey, you lot get your Spurs question.
Chapman. Hey, Chapman. I try to keep it short, man, but
it's too Spurs.
Hey, no. Next, you know what? Next stream, I'm gonna make sure to just say what I said last season. Then we move on to Chelsea or Man United. This is what we're gonna do for next stream.
Jimmy says, question for Jeff. You think we'll make more signings before the window shuts, or is that it?
I'll be honest, because we have issues with the registration. We can't sign players. We literally can't because unless we can spawn some kids from the academy to make the squad bigger for Europe, we can't sign players. That's what we get. I think this Solomon is going to be 19 outgoings this season. So we can't sign players. We have too many ass players at the football club. Like if we want somebody to come in, it needs to be somebody in the first team who gets sold. And can you imagine? And in the next 6 to 7 days, somebody comes in for one of our first team players, and
that's true.
And then we can sign somebody. I just don't see that happening. So I personally think we're not going to make any more signings. I think outgoing is going to be the priority.
Yes, that was said during this week. They said they weren't going to make any signings this week, even though they got given the award for best run club, which is outside of football.
Also outside of football. Yeah,
outside of football. Yeah,
you forgot that.
You were second flawless, apparently. Outside of football.
Who rated this? What is going on?
I don't know.
They saw the Ineos thing and they was like, you know what? Enough.
Yeah, flawless. Looking forward to the Brighton game. Looking forward to too strong. Interested. I'm intrigued just to see how we set up and how we play against Brighton, because then it's a test. Because they're a better side than Fulham, and it's away. Like I've been saying, it's away from home. They cause more problems going forward. How do we look? I keep talking about this defensively. Offensively, we're going to be terrible. Like I've already accepted that. Like I know what that's going to be. I'm looking at it because if United are going to have a good season this season, it's going to come from us being defensively solid. So if we can look defensively solid against Brighton and get a victory there, I look at it and go, all right, that's another positive step in the right direction, another surprise for me as well. And I go, okay, maybe we can do something. So yeah, looking forward to, but more so intrigued. That's what I would say. Let's see what else you lot are saying. Also, but before I continue, run up the likes. There's just under 60 of you lot in here. Only at 40 likes. Let's get up to 50 likes, people. Please keep all your questions, Manchester United, Chelsea, or Tottenham Hotspur related as well. I already spoke on Scott McTominay. Quickly, I'll speak on Jadon Sancho before we get to Surfer because he's got Lukaku to talk about. Sterling could be on his way out. Yeah, Felix could be on his way in. I keep going to call him Serviette, the Servette game that they played in the Conference League as well. So yeah, there is a lot going on. But let me see. Did I put here it is? Juventus are pushing for Jadon Sancho. They are in contact with his camp and Manchester United. The big salary of Sancho is an issue, but talks ongoing. Situation remains open as always, and that's from Fabrizio Romano on his playback. And yeah, my thoughts about it with the Jadon Sancho, I'm not surprised by this. And the fact that supporters didn't see this happening, the fact that I can't say whether the club and the manager or the board thought it was going to happen, but those two, I've said it before, Jadon Sancho and Ten Hag don't like each other. And Ten Hag doesn't rate Sancho, and Sancho doesn't rate Ten Hag. So it was never going to work out. Well, I've been asking about, who's scoring our goals, and people are talking about Sancho getting 10 goals. I have been saying he's not getting 10 Premier League starts. Him getting left out of the squad, even though I was disappointed about it, I was not surprised. And then the whole thing of, he had an ear infection, and then I'm paraphrasing, but Jadon Sancho basically rubbished that. And then I think Ten Hag responded. The best thing for all parties involved is getting, whether it's a permanent move or a temporary move, and this is not a shock. Only thing that has surprised me is I thought this would happen like halfway through the season. Not even halfway, like 3 months. I thought this would be like October, November, where there'd be like murmurings. But already it's like there's been no, what's the word I'm looking for? Reconciliation. You know what I'm saying? Their relationship hasn't been patched up. Like they don't get on, they don't like each other, and he's never going to play. Look at the players in our front four. So if you want to say the two wing slots, left wing, right wing, 10 and 9. Left wing, you have Rashford, you have Garnacho who play over there. Right wing, you have Diallo, you have Anthony, you have Garnacho, you have Rashford who he prefers all to Sancho. As a 9, you've got Højlund, you've got Xerxes, you've got Bruno Fernandes who he prefers. And in the 10, you also have Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount, and Xerxes who can all play there. I kept saying this all the time, Jadon Sancho, game time. He's never getting a fair shake. He was never getting 5 starts in a row. He started in preseason. And he started in preseason last season. And then we looked and seen what happened. And it's literally a carbon copy of what happened. It's just earlier. Like the Arsenal game was the Arsenal game like the 4th, 5th game? I can't remember when it was, but it happened slightly before that. It was the Arsenal game, I believe, was September. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. The away game that we lost 3-2, that one. Or 3-1, whatever it was. But this has just happened to happen in August. It's like, keep it stepping and keep it moving. Like, and that's it. And to SRJ, to Sancho, but it's not even to do with that, because people always do that when I'm talking about the situation. Forget who's right and who's wrong. Move him on. I'm with you with that. Let him go. We should have let him go last summer, because it was never going to work with this manager. But for some reason, Manchester United and Sancho, all parties involved, I blame for this. Not so much this one, but the first one. The first time around last season when it happened. This one, it's like, there should have been a conversation of, all right, we're going to tell, you lot need to have the conversation, be like, all right, we're going to lie to the public and say everything's cool, but behind the scenes, we're going to get you a move away. That's what should have been done. Then it saves this, he's left out of the squad because of an ear infection. Which, when I seen him, I'm like, rubbish. He's fine. He's absolutely fine. And I'll have no inside knowledge. I was just like, yeah, he's cool. It's foolishness, man. Like, that's it. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on it. Yeah, go on.
I think he goes hold on loan, I'll be real.
Yeah, probably. And the fact that Juventus, that's a good move for him as well. I have no issue with that.
I know Juventus now, right? Because right now Juventus are pushing for Conceição from Porto. Since obviously Vieira's coming. So if that's gonna go through, I don't know if Juventus is still gonna come in for him there anymore, because obviously PSG looks like, I mean, I watched them today. I don't know if they're really still going to come in for Sancho, even though I still think they need to make sure get another winger in my opinion.
I think they never know. You never know. Last night they agreed personal terms with Lookman. So it was like,
yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see. But
Nico Gonzalez also on the list for Juventus as well from Fiorentina.
Yeah, there's another winger as well. So I don't know. I have a slight feeling he might actually go back on loan to Dortmund. And United just have to cover some of the wages again, because United because they should have just sold them early in the window. The stocks were quite high, but then they made the whole idea of Yeah, him and Sancho are all good now. Now teams don't necessarily they're looking at other options now, and the window's open for 7 more days. It's a very they have 1 week. You might have 1 week left to go and sell Sancho.
Yeah.
The issue is that I think he's got 2 years left in his contract. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's on a 5-year one in 2021, so he's got 2 years left.
Yeah, probably around that.
So if I'm United, even whoever he goes to, if he goes back to Dortmund, I go obligation to buy 35 mil like that for next year, and just take it like that.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? 35 to 40 million euros, something like that. Because he's not increased his value overall at United. Do you know what I mean? So that's a fair option for last. I mean, you're getting nearly about 40, anywhere between 40-45% of the fee that you already paid for him back. So you get the wages off.
No, the wages.
And
I don't think you have to take a wage wherever it goes.
It's not, and the thing is, it's not like it's them. If I'd be more understanding if it was any else who signed him. Like, it's not your loss. Yes, it's a loss to the club, but you didn't purchase him and then go and try it. It's not your loss.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, that's what I don't. Yeah, but hey,
I feel like with Dortmund is because you know the whole Maatsen situation. They couldn't because what Maatsen's release was 35 million, right?
Yeah, but I just think they just. But he wouldn't have come with big wages. I just didn't think they wanted. I think they wanted to be cheap. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Definitely, because Robinson's currently going through financial situation right now.
Like they
can't really afford anything.
I don't think you'll get an obligation to buy from Juventus. I think it'll just be a straight loan.
No.
Oh yeah, be straight loan.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, at least try and get.
It's cheap.
If you don't get an obligation to buy, get an option to buy and a loan fee, even if it's a small loan fee. Hey, you know what? Get the loan fee that covers the Agate loan fee. If it's 5 million for Agate, get the 5 million for just something
in the back of my mind goes, if Chelsea sell Noni Madueke or loan with obligation, there's still something in the back of my mind that we're going to come in. Even if it's a loan ourselves, with obligation or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's still in the back of my mind that we're going to come in. But he came out and said that he likes Noni and stuff like that last night. So I don't know. It swings around about.
Do you think Sancho would accept the move though? Because even though it's Chelsea, and he would definitely go to Chelsea. Like, it's not the question about the club. I think it's more so about. I know these facts. It's more about the fact that it's more of a position kind of thing in terms of the numbers. Like, I'm wondering if he goes to bench. That's what kind of wondering.
Well, it depends also on the environment. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? New environment, goes down. You take if Noni leaves, that's another person out. He becomes only one of a few who can naturally play wide. I know he wants to drift in and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but he can, or he can play. He can play any of the three positions. Head, left, right, something like that.
I definitely heard that. It's just kind of just wondering because I feel like in his state of career, you would definitely want to have guaranteed minutes. This is what I was thinking.
I think so as well.
He definitely would accept the Chelsea.
But I don't see us. I think it's a little percentage. I don't see us selling Noni. But I'm just saying, when it comes to Sancho, he would need. Yeah, he needs to. First of all, he needs to drop his wages. For anyone to sign, a very big decrease as well. Which is hard for which at the stage of his career it should be fine to do because he can always build that up again. Do you know what I mean? So he's still very young in terms of, I think he's 20, was it 23, 24, something like that?
Yeah, it's about that
like that. Yeah, so it's not like you're at the end of your career when you're not at the age where you can't improve.
Yeah. I mean, he's had 3 years of these wages or 3 seasons of these wages. So he's set. Do you know what I mean? It's like he'd be fine if he dropped it. But I mean, I think he'd have to drop. What's he on 350 at your place?
You're saying it's 3. Let's just say 3. I think it's 300.
Let me be honest with you. I think he'd have to drop it by 50% or more. Yeah.
Which I think for game time, I think he would. I think he just wants to play.
Yeah, and then you build up, incentivize and something like that, and then you achieve, and then you get into those wages. So, but it's only going to be a few clubs though that are going to come in. Like you say, Dortmund aren't going to come in and pay him those wages.
Permanent. That's why I see a loan.
Yeah, it's gonna be a loan.
Is it 250k? All right, we stand corrected, Mr. Mad.
Okay. I still think he has to drop it by 100.
I think it will be a loan. That's why I've said this. I think a loan deal is best for all parties
Quick
involved.
question: Is it 250? Is it 250 because United are not in Champions League?
I have no idea.
Because you would imagine that United give players a wage increase and decrease depending on which competition they're in. Most clubs do that.
Depends if he signed that deal or not. If he signed that deal.
No one else. We probably, you know what I'm saying, we probably gave out a pay increase. You know what I'm saying, because we almost got out of the group of some rubbish with the foolishness we be on, the way we be rewarding failure. But let's say it's 250. The point I'm making is that I think alone he just wants game. This is me from the outside looking in. I think he just wants regular game time. That's how I think he jumped at the chance to go to Dortmund, and I think he jumped at the back. I think he jumped at the chance again to go back to Dortmund on loan. Why would you not? Where you've been your most successful, where you've just been again and was successful again. And Dortmund are in Champions League, right?
Champions League.
Champions League again. So and you've just been to the Champions League final with them. And I don't know about the Bundesliga. Obviously, Jez will tell me. I don't know how well they're stacking up against a Leverkusen or a Bayern Munich. But I don't know if it's really in a title race. Probably not. But you'll be top four, right?
It's definitely going to be a top four. Definitely top four.
Yeah, so you'll be one of the better teams in the league. So yeah, I see that. And go on.
I just think that I honestly think that Dortmund, if Munich could have got rid of Koeman and Gnabry this summer, I think they might have come in for him because because
they got rejected for a couple of wingers.
Because Koeman and Gnabry they can't shift them because of the wages.
They have an issue. And Sana as well.
Sana, they can't shift them because of the wages. You talk about wage bills. I want people to look at Bayern Munich's wage bill.
That's ridiculous.
And that's the craziest part is they used to be one of the most before this past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
one of the most well-run clubs. Like you associated them with being so efficient.
Yeah.
That's what you did. You were on and off the pitch. You associated them with being so well run, and then it just I don't know.
It's crazy because they've been literally telling Goretzka, "Fuck off. We don't want you at the football club no more."
Yeah,
they're literally not even involved in games no more, and he said, "No, I don't want to leave because he's on too much money."
So you do the Chelsea thing, stick him with the reserves and just keep it steady.
He's on the reserves and he's still saying he doesn't want to leave.
Hey, you know what? That's what it's about. You've done all you can.
They're fucked up, bro. That's a bias issue.
And quickly to big up to Cameron, man. Good to see you in the chat. Says, I miss your Scott take. How you feel about standing firm on our price? Despise it because of the quality of said player. Like, I'm all for standing firm on your price. Like, we just talking about Sancho. I'd get it with Sancho. I'd fully understand if we was like, oh, we want, let's say hypothetically it was 40 million for Sancho. I just throw out that figure. And someone was offering 35. No, run us the 40 for Sancho. I get it. What is the upside to Scott McTominay? Awful player. And we're talking 5 million. I think they offered 25 million euros. United went deal in excess of 35 million. So we're talking 5 to 10 million short for Scott McTominay. Not Jadon Sancho. It's not a Casemiro. It's not like we wouldn't sell him, but it's not like we're trying to sell a Martinez or something like that where you go, all right, it's literally Scott McTominay. And I'm all for selling better. But
what's funny is that Fulham were going to sign McTominay and he wanted more money, and then they go sign a player you're linked to.
They go sign Sander Berg. It's like, yo, just sell him. Some players, sometimes you just...
I think for less than McTominay as well. I think for less than...
It's like being in a bad relationship and it's toxic and you want to get away from the girl and you leave stuff out of your yard. Let it go. Let it be gone. You know what I'm saying? Let it be gone. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple t-shirts I still miss to this day from years ago. Guess what? Gone. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? Cut the losses. It ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? And that it's not. Well, that's what it is. Like some things, it's not like you left your console there. Like if you left your console there, that's worth going to get. Is the point I'm making? That's worth standing firm on. If you leave your PS4, PS5, Xbox, your Nintendo Switch, or you leave a TV there, or in my case, equipment like a laptop or whatever, that makes sense. I'm not going back there for a ring light. I'm not going back there for a box or a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Some things are, you know what I'm saying, are bed covers. Like certain things are a rucksack. You know what I'm saying? Certain things you just gotta be like, you know what? Like that's what he is. That's what.
So would you go there for? I went there for my hats, my lucky hats. Shut up, man. Just get
lucky hat. With me, it depends on the hat. Certain hats I'm letting go. Certain hats I'm like, you know what? It's an old hat. it didn't look in the best shape. Certain hats I'm letting go. Bucket hat, I'm going back for it 100%, without doubt. But other hats that I got Stag, I'm going back. You know what I'm saying? If it's my bulletproof, I'm going back for it. But that's not Scott McTominay. He's not worth going back for. You know what I'm saying? That's not
non-contest freaky ass. I was saying freaky. I was saying like Kendrick said, bro. He's probably demanding the Scott McTominay, so they might put in another bit. Who knows, man? But
if I'm a Napoli fan, I want Conte out now. I swear to God, man. I want.
Hold on, let me see that window.
And Billy Gilmore. I mean, come on, man. What are we doing here?
Bro, what? Billy
Gilmore's crazy.
And Billy Gilmore and McTominay midfield. Bro, they bring the Scottish midfield. Oh my days, Conte, you're actually a criminal. You are actually a criminal.
I know it's like you fit Napoli for his 10th and something like that, but you got a better standard in Conte. I mean, did he really go? Are we really suggesting Conte looked at every midfielder in the Premier League that he's played against or something? And he goes, who's available? And Scotty McT and Billy Gilmore are top two choices. I mean, what are we doing here? Do you know what I mean? It's insane. Do you know what I mean? I can't understand Fulham going for him or something like that. Fulham actually, went for him a couple of times, but I love the way Fulham literally pump faked United and just like their target. Less than what United wanted from him.
Let him go. And it's good money. That's the thing it's a great deal. If we sell him for 20 million, I say phenomenal deal.
I see United fans complain about Tottenham got 25 million for Oliver Skip. Who cares, bro? Like you trying to get rid of Deadwood. Scott McTominay is literally holding United back to go and get another midfielder because of the amount of players you can register even for teams for Europe and shit like that. So you need to actually eventually get him out of here.
Napoli, as we know by tonight, they've just spent some money. They've just spent some money on Neres as well this week.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they've got a lot more to spend. You know what I mean?
Oh, Neres. Oh no, this Napoli. I need to actually look up this Napoli window. Obviously, I'm gonna be muted.
It's nasty, bro. It's nasty, bro. It is nasty. It's not even nasty. It's nasty. That's what it is.
No, man, try to sign with Tommy Gilmore. Big up TTM every time. This question for Flawless. Do you think any of us can work around Ten Hag's weird squad decisions? I placed a lot of hope that they'll step in if things aren't working, but who knows? To me, that's misplaced hope. And I said this about the manager still being here. And not you, TTM. You didn't say this, but many others have said this in regards to, any of us are going to step in and dictate the lineup and how he plays, and that's why the coaches are in, and he's not working with us tactically. I've had people say that in the chat. He's not doing the tactics, and he's not doing that lineup. And it's like, all right, so what exactly is he doing then? Which is a myth. Ten Hag is still the manager, and is still going to do managerial things. Now, do I believe he'll get assistance from the two managers? Yes. Do I believe the way I see Ineos stepping in is if it's going bad, is to sack him? I don't think they're stepping in to be like, all right, we're going to try and help you here. No, that's what the two coaches are in there for. Maybe they'll get pointers but the whole thing of, Manchester United want to play possession-based football. So if that's the case, why are you starting with Rashford, Bruno, and Mason Mount? That's the complete opposite, which, like I said at the time, is nonsense, and people were giving them too much credit in that sense. Like I say, not you, but many others. That's that. So do I think they step in if it's not working? Yes, but they step in to sack him, not to help. He said, I feel you, the misplaced hope, laughing emojis. I'm clutching at straws, trying to imagine a positive season with him around. The way we can have a positive season with him around, like I said, it's on individual quality. And if we continue to add, so you add a guy, you do sell McTominay, you bring in another midfielder, there's individual, because the league's not that good, you have individual quality to have somewhat of a, I like the word TTM, positive. I like that. Because it's not going to be a good season, but can we have a positive season? Yeah, but it's dependent on so many things. But then again, if you're expecting us to finish third and we finish fifth, is that a positive season? No. The bar's on the floor for me. So if we finish fifth, I go, that was better than I expected. But obviously performance matters. How we do in the Europa League is what I'm looking at. How do we do in the domestic cups? How do we etc. So yeah, that's what it is.
Can I quickly just answer a quick question, because he's asking about he wasn't here for the Sri Lanka thing.
Yeah, of course.
I'm obviously annoyed because that means Richarlison's playing again. pain. But what I'm more concerned is about the fact that we need him to actually play because he needs to get a feel with the team. You know what I mean? Like, and if he start missing games already, it's kind of like it's already it's fucked with no preseason as well. That's probably the only thing that I'm annoyed is that you didn't try to make the signing early in the window. But it's not too deep though because it's not like a long-term injury. It's just a short-term one, so not deep. But it's just annoying the fact that you kind of it's gonna take longer for him to get going, in my opinion, now.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's my thoughts.
That's pretty much it. And Don C says, "Do you think Ten Hag will be the first name brand manager to lose his job?" So you're talking about, like, are we saying out of the big six, Don C? Who knows?
I'll be honest. I think it's between him and maybe Ange, to be honest, at this moment in time.
I knew you was gonna say Ange. I
think it's between those two. I think at this moment, if you're saying big brand managers, I think it's between those two.
Talking about big six because the thing is, with all right, Surfer. Let's say it goes badly with Maresca. Do you think they do the same thing again they do with Poch and sack him after he should have been sacked, or do you think to compensate? Do they go early? What do you think they do? Let's say you lot are, I don't know, 8th, 9th, and the performances ain't good and results are bad, and it's a toxic place. Do you think they sack him?
Well, they would be sending another mixed message. So, you know what I mean? That they went for this guy and gave him a 5-year contract. So, to me, they'd be sending like, so what you were saying wasn't true, then why give him a 5-year contract? Do you know what I mean?
Hello messages.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I mean, the message be, well, why did you give him a 5-year one? If you were not that, why didn't you just give him a 2-year contract or 3-year contract or something like that? I don't know. I would hope not, in terms of what they've given him to try and do, which I think is too much for him in terms of what his career's been so far. And the expectations of him is too much. But it would send a signal to the fans if he went through something like that and they stuck with him, and then went into the next season still, because then we would go, oh, okay. So they are true to their word, because they haven't been when it comes to managers' contracts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but they haven't.
Potter 5 years, not months. That's what it was, wasn't it? It was years, not months.
Yeah, they gave Potter a 5-year contract. You know,
I don't know. This is hella bipolar.
So like that's what it is. So it's tough with Ineos because we don't have anything previous. That's why it's tough to answer with Ten Hag.
Yeah, I would say
I have a history with Glazer.
I just think they've got his successor already there. You know, they've got the successor.
Say this about Rude. Like people,
why would Rude leave? He was a number one guy. He was a number one guy at PSV. He was number one.
Yeah,
he was an assistant.
Let me ask you, Surfer, do you think he's been promised the job if Ten Hag gets sacked? They've said to him, if he
I don't care if there's nothing signed. There's a general head nod.
Yeah,
like that. You know?
It's like I'm looking over your shoulders, Lam. I'm trying to see what you do, but I'm
actually,
in the background.
I don't even think it's a single gun. I think it's double barrel. Like that.
They have them behind the door meetings under Ten Hag's back.
Because we're saying this, right? Ten Hag's new deal is just a year extension. He's not getting paid more. He's not getting paid more, and I think he's had more power taken away from him. So it's just in case, because honestly, it's so there for Rude to take over. Why would a guy who coached? He was the head coach at PSV, not the assistant coach at PSV. The head. I think they won a trophy. Am I right, Jez, or something like that?
Yeah, they won the Dutch Cup. Yeah.
So he's won. Why would he take a number 2 position, even at he loves Manchester United? Why would he take a number 2 position at Manchester United if it wasn't in their thought? Like someone didn't go to him. Well, you know. Got you there ready to go. The fans will back you because you're a legend. That gives them cover as well. If they give Van Nistelrooy a job, at least 88% of your moronic fans will go, yeah, well, we're like they did with Ollie. Oh, we're going to give him time because he was a legend at the club.
Yes.
Oh, they've got cover. They've got their PR cover right there. Oh, well, Ten Hag was rubbish anyway. Van Nistelrooy was doing all this. It'll be that. Well, if anything good you do this season will be attributed to Ruud Van Nistelrooy. Anything bad is all Ten Hag. Right now.
I already seen them.
Eddie already said that. Eddie's already said, hey, shout out to my manager, Ruud. And then I said, so Eddie, what you're telling me is everything good is Ruud. Everything bad is Ten Hag. He said, yes. Yeah, he said
I can already see it, bro. Like, he's already...
You know the Liverpool fans? It was a weird dynamic. Anything good is Klopp. Anything bad was Pep Linders, his assistant. I was like, what? It doesn't work like that.
So you're telling me... So you're telling me, bro, Ruud right now is just learning the blueprint, and but when the time comes, this is then when I make the little adjustments for my own tactical.
Here's the thing, Jez. I'm telling you right now. You know Ten Hag's office, right? You know where the manager is. Ruud Van Nistelrooy is slowly leaving stuff of his own in there. Do you know, like when you like
getting comfortable, getting comfortable around the surroundings.
Like, oh, there's not much room. Can I just leave a few like belongings here? You know, just to train in. You know, he's slowly leaving. And then suddenly it's gonna be like Ten Hag's favorite picture is going to be replaced by like one of Ruud's or something like that. It's going to be in like.
That is part of me. That is part of what the other guy, the Hecky guy.
Oh yeah, Van Heck, you're talking about, because he was also a head coach, right?
Yeah, he was also a head coach.
Yeah, but he's the head coach of
he was the head coach of Spencer.
Golden Eagles or whatever frig they're called. Do you know? I don't know what they're called.
Hey, respect. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you know what I mean?
Hey, respect. Go ahead, Eagles, bro. What the hell?
Golden Eagles. Go away, Eagles.
That sounds like a Chinese. Or do you fancy going to Golden Eagles?
This is already funny because Steve showed after the stream that was on. After the stream on Thursday, Steve actually ironically got a shirt from Go Ahead Eagles, and I thought, that sounds like a team from Africa, bro. This was Prime said. Crazy, bro. But man, I'll be honest, I agree with yourself.
Anyone who's sorry to cut you off, Jez, who thinks that Ten Hag is still picking the team, that's still a Ten Hag lineup. Now, do I believe he's getting assistance from Ruud and Heck? Yes, I do believe the coaches are, but it is still Ten Hag. And it still looks like a Ten Hag team, still plays like a team. Defensively, we actually look like more so him in the first season, which I do give credit to him and the players and the coaches, but can they carry on playing at that level? Like, legit, that's where I'm at. And big up Steve for the raid. Make sure you subscribe to Strasbourg Steve as well, people.
I'm telling you, there's a scene at Manchester United playing out, right? Ten Hag approaches, all three coaches approach a player, right? Ten Hag telling the player what to do. And Van Nistelrooy is behind him, and the player's just looking at Van Nistelrooy as well before he to get the go ahead to do anything. I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you right now, if you go through a bad moment, there's going to be a scene where Ten Hag's in the forefront and Ruud Van Nistelrooy is behind him like that, and there's going to be a picture of it. Do you know what I mean? It's just.
I think there was already a picture like that against Fulham. I saw a picture like that against Fulham. This is the hilarious part.
It is so laid out that they've already got their success. None of this Southgate nonsense, unless they go to put a 180 and then just like
that'd be a freaking 185. That if they do that.
It's a 187. That's what it is.
Yeah, 187 if it's like, all right, Ruud's been here and all of us. Which, you know what? I don't put past him. Like, I am not fully, again, not conspiracy theory, but unpopular thought process on it. I can see them. I don't think Ruud's the next guy if Ten Hag is terrible. I really don't.
He's not Ten Hag's guy. He's not Ten Hag's guy, though. He's not his assistant.
Yeah. We know that. I'm just saying, I don't think they go to Ruud. I think, are they daft? Do you know what? They were daft enough to give Ten Hag a new deal. They definitely daft enough to give Southgate the job.
I think
it's all theory that we're talking about, isn't it? But
whenever it is, if you guys can't get a permanent Ruud Van Nistelrooy, even if it's to the end of the season,
he might be interim. I could see that.
Yeah. I think he does like a half ollie, and your fans are clamoring, going, "Yeah, we should let him at least have the next season as well."
The election tax is crazy, bro.
I felt for interim manager Ollie cold. One of the best managers I've ever seen. I went on a record. Remember, like 9 away games in a row. It was crazy. Yeah. And then, got the job. It's mad. Big up to Sai. He's been a member of the channel for 6 months. If you want to join the membership, people, link is in the pinned comment. Bro, he did the arm.
Hey, Ruud, you're going to get the job.
I could just imagine Wilcox or Morata doing it to him. That's what's making me laugh. It's got
I like the way they're just saying. I was like, they're in the morning before training, everybody dumping up each other, hugs and that, and then you see Tanner hugging Rude, and then behind the back you see Wilcox and Parada is with the winking. I'm telling you, the setup is already there.
I'm surprised if Scott Jadon leave and United won't sign anyone. There, they have to sign at least another 2 players apart from Agate, Coleman, suit Spurs. I won't be. I don't think Jadon stays. I say that side. It wouldn't surprise me if McTominay stayed. I think Jadon Sancho's gone, whether it's temporarily or permanently. I think we do need to sign players, 2 players. We need to sign more. But yes, I agree. Agate is needed, but also another midfielder. A fullback's also needed, but a left winger, but that's a by the by. Coleman to Spurs. I think Spurs
enough.
I think I would take Coleman. The guy is just injury prone as hell, so yeah, and he's on big wages.
Yeah, it is. And
you're not getting another winger. You've signed Werner on loan, so you're not getting.
I talked about it in the group chat. Like I still can't believe that. Like a manager, and see, this is where I play the manager. By the way, I don't even necessarily play in the club because the manager's he's okay in all these deals. He a coach. He a coach. He made it okay for Johnson.
Couple of goals, couple of assists, and then he got injured at the end of the season.
Yeah,
and the man is still going. Yeah, just take him alone, mate. We'll get the best out of him this season.
So this what confuses me. I know we are past the Spurs part. It just confuses me. It's like for a manager where the wingers are actually important, you actually approving Johnson and Werner. It doesn't make sense to me. This is self-sabotage. This is self-sabotage. Like
you said about. I heard what you said about Richarlison may start tomorrow. I think he'll start Son in the middle and put Werner on the left.
Because the issue is Everton. Son was terrible through the middle last time out.
I'm just saying.
He did. It's a possibility. It's a possibility, but I think he's going with Richarlison just because I think he wants somebody who can actually go and fight the centre backs. So yeah,
no. Then there's no forward on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta call up academy kids. This is where we at with our squad currently. Like we just, if we want to have new players, we have to sell first teamers. But some fans are still attached with some of the first teamers too. Which
have you noticed? Have you noticed the past year and a bit, Chelsea are like, oh yeah, you buy all these youth team players. More sides around the Premier League can have more youth team players on the bench than Chelsea are this season. You do realise that, right?
This is the fact. This whole fact of our youth situation is that because we ignored the youth so much, and we just went away with Harry Kane, Wings, and 2 others like Tanganga and Session, and completely ignored the youth. Now that we don't have no youth players, we can't put any more first teamers for the first team anymore because it doesn't allow us anymore. So we are literally forced to develop youth players now.
Yeah, and also you're forced to buy them.
Yeah, and because what's it called?
You have no youth system.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is why. That's why you see the 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds getting bought by Tottenham because we want to make them homegrown.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Which is weird because PS now you're fine in terms of what you're earnings. You're like fine.
But you know what the issue is that if we want to bring somebody in, that doesn't affect our homegrown situation. We need to actually source teamers like guys like Basumas, and guys like Entoko that would have to leave, but they're currently not getting sold.
Should have bought Gallagher.
He would have not fixed his offer. You would have not. This is what I hate. I hate this narrative because this the only part about it is that for all the Spurs fans who try to push the Gallagher thing, it actually wouldn't have not fixed the situation at all because it still is because we need homegrown players trained by the football club. He's a Cobham kid, not somebody from the academy from Tottenham. It would not help. It would the only one that would have helped was Chelsea. It would have helped nobody else. Like it's crazy.
Hey,
by the way, did you guys?
So good. We're here for you, man. We're here. For you.
I'm good. I went through the content. I went through content.
You know, you're down myself is like we're here for you, yo.
Hey,
especially
Jez. We're here for you, Jez.
Every time I see that, I'm just gonna think of Van Nistelrooy and Ratcliffe. Like them man were like,
bro, I got the scene in my mind, bro.
All big professional executives all boiled down to
I got the scenes in my mind already, bro. Like the root contract is already there. Just already printed.
Yo, that man didn't even say it to him. Just like if Ten Hag gets sacked, you know. Yeah.
Hey, we got you. We got you. Capiche, you know.
You man an idiot. Yo, big up Lex every single time, man. Shouts to Lex every single time.
Man.
You already know, man. Big up every single time.
Hey, TTF, you can have the sumo, bro. Like, I'll be honest, like this is not gonna work here.
A big up to Steve, but a member of the channel for 22 months, says Palace versus West Ham is going to be the game of the weekend, and he said that's a fact, Jack. It could be because maybe
that's my favorite game of the weekend.
Maybe
the game of Steve's season is going to be the two games between Leicester and Palace, so that song will just go for the entire stream. You know what I mean?
Hey, that song is catchy.
Both sides do it. Both sides do it.
And Steve putting his Luton judge on Palace versus West Ham. But that being said, though, Newcastle versus Luton was one of the best games to watch last season. That 4-4 game was immense. That was immense. Yeah, it was fire. Yeah, it really was.
Well, that's right. There was a big.
Yeah,
there was a 5-2 game last season.
I didn't want to do it. Yeah, I was saying.
There was a 5-2. There was a Palace 1-5-2, I think. Like back end of last season.
Oh, you talking about Palace West Ham? I was talking about.
It's quite a lot of goals. It's very weird. I think West Ham went 2-0 up or something like that, and then they capitulated. Palace scored 5. That was that was the start of the Mateta run. Do you remember Mateta at the end of last season when he was just like
Mateta just went on smoke. I was like, I don't rate you, and then Mateta just
he
went there, and that man was just on smoke, and they're going to combine 27 goals between Palace versus West Ham at Selhurst Park the past 5 games. Hey, everybody put a bet on 0-0. That's what that's going to be.
Okay, Mateta
5 goals.
Mateta cut his hair off. Mateta cut his hair off, tucked his shirt in, and the rest was history, bro. That was R9, bro. French R9.
Oh my god! A big up Lex. He says what we're talking about. Multiple things. We're talking about United. We're talking about Ten Hag and Van Nistelrooy potentially getting the job. Also Spurs as well. But that being said, big up to Lex as well. Been a member of the channel for 10 months. Salute to you, my Don, every single time. Let's get to Chelsea. We're over an hour in, so this is the first part. But this is the first piece of information in regards to Chelsea. There's plenty more to discuss. Romelu Lukaku to Napoli. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place between clubs. Chelsea accept €30 million fixed fee plus add-ons up to €50 million for €45 million potential package. Permanent transfer brokered by Ali Barat for Epic Sports. Lukaku will sign a 3-year deal at Napoli until 2027, and that's from Fabrizio Romano. Thoughts? Talk to us, Surfer.
So let me just clarify something. I think the best. This is just a side life advice. I think the best time to have a nap is during transfer season. When because I had a little nap, and then just all hell broke loose and stuff like that. So yeah, 30 million fixed fee, 45 million add-ons. I presume Chelsea sensible add-ons, and it's something to do with games, goals, and what if Napoli wins something to qualify for the Champions League or something like that to get their money. There's no like Ballon d'Or clause or all this rubbish or whatever stuff like that. The big point of sale for me is getting his wages off the books. So that's about 350, 375 off the wages. It's a permanent transfer as well. He's going to earn less. He's already taken a significant pay cut to join Napoli. So that's in there as well. It's just done. I just hope it leads to I have to be sitting here this time next week having a recognised striker. It's got to be a Tony or an Osherman next week for me to go, okay, I'm happy as a business this summer. Do you know what I mean? It has to be that. That's the end game. Don't give me flipping Duran again from Aston Villa. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause it's just not going to fly, But yeah, it's a deal that's been happening. There was reports earlier today that there was still some issues and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm glad they finally got it done. Conte gets his guy. He can partner McTominay and Gilmore when they go over there in that team. It's all good. But Lukaku's built for the Italian league. He's just built for Italian. He will fight. Even for Roma last year, he bagged significant amount of goals. Do you know what I mean? The only way he's not a Roma is that they couldn't afford him. So that's it. I'm glad we're holding firm with this, that we got a deal that we wanted because they were coming in with some derisory like bids, like 20 million euros and stuff like that. And it's good. And okay, it's happened. Now he's gone. So you can take one of those players off the magical squad list that Sky like to produce, and we've got like 80 players or something like that. That's one down. But yeah, it's good that he's gone. But like I say, the end goal for me has to be a Tony or an Osimhen next Friday with the deadline.
You're looking for a senior marksman.
I need a senior guy. I need a senior guy. Now, obviously, the favourite would be Osimhen, given who we buy or something like that. But if Osimhen's a no-go, I'm telling you, you ramp up, you phone Tony up. We've just got rid of significant wages. If you get rid of Sterling this window as well, it's another significant wages that you could go to Tony. He's 200k, 4-year deal, done. Even a 3-year deal, 28 to 31, done. And just get it done. Because there's Maresca wants a striker. It's reported tonight. He wants a striker. That on Meridian's now gone to Porto for about 15 million euros.
I'm already on the
he's signed for 15 million euros, but there's like a 50% sell-on clause. Yeah. So it's like, okay, no problems, no skin of mine. Is that side note, Jez, Villas Boas is running Porto. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know he's the president now.
He's the president. Porto. Yeah, I know. Unbelievable. And it just Vieira back. Sorry.
I've seen some Arsenal.
But so Lukaku's done now. That's the end of it. It wasn't a good transfer, obviously. I think we've got decent money for him. More importantly, the wages are off. Now it should be full focus on getting Osimhen and getting players out, But it's like, I see over the past week, it's really frustrating me. And I wrote stuff down not to forget. So, you know what I mean? Because I wanted to make sure I said anything, but I'm just so sick of this narrative running around. It's just very confusing. Even from it's not even from Sky Sports, even from other streamers. It's like you go on a show or you watch it and you go, Chelsea are a mess. Look at the people you're buying, and then they go, oh yeah, but you're selling well. It's like, well, what so what are we doing here? So you don't know who we're buying and but you like who we're selling. Why is it any of your business what money we spend? Do you know what I mean? Or how much we spend? Why is this fascination how much we spend? Is it the fact that your clubs aren't spending and you'd like them to spend one? You wouldn't find any. I always think if I was to ask any of these people who I stream with who are I'm not Chelsea fans, if I was to go, would you be upset if your club spent that much money? You wouldn't care. It's who you spend it on. Now, there's a critique of who we spend it on. No problem. I accept that. But to actually criticise people for spending money, look at Liverpool this summer. In Christ's sake, what have they spent their money? What have they spent their money on?
They stole the youth player from Chelsea.
As bad as when you can question how they spent the money, but one thing about the Chelsea owners is you can definitely believe that when someone spends that amount of money, their intention is there. The intent is to make Chelsea better. Whether it goes right or wrong is a whole different question. I wish the new ownership have kind of shown that, but that shows that, to be honest, the intent is there.
And also, it's like, you spent so much. Okay, well then why don't you talk about how much we've recouped as well? You know what I mean? No one ever talks about the one. I know people are a bit sketchy on net, whatever it is, or net whatever it is. Yeah, but it's like, look how much they've recouped nearly half of what they've spent in 2 years, and still even if you were to judge it all out, still 700 million over 2 years, 2 or 3 years is still mad. Do you know what I mean? It's still madness, but I think they're too. I'm not a clear in person. I'm not we're backing them no matter what. Have they made multiple mistakes? Absolutely, have they made multiple mistakes? Their manager ID stinks at this moment in time. Do you know what I mean? It absolutely reeks. I think the director should be gone, but I honestly think they're trying to amend some of those mistakes in who they're trying to sell. I mean, it was obvious. It's obvious under this direction we would never assign Raheem Sterling. We would never under this direction. We would never.
We would get a player like that.
We would never have signed him for that wages either. We would never. That was a. So I forgive that summer because that summer was chaotic under Bowley and stuff like that. They just bought the club. Marina Gravenitskaya had left, even though they'd asked her to stay. Czech had also left as well, even though he'd asked him to stay, and stuff like that. So they were basically behind on the ball, trying to get their transfers done. But then it is then all this fake outrage over how the way Raheem Sterling's been treated.
Oh yeah. So
Right.
before we get to that, yeah. So Raheem Sterling was playing in preseason for Chelsea, where he was playing well on a whole different conversation. Seemed like he was going to be involved, was then left out of the match day squad against Manchester City. If I missed anything in the chat, please let me know. I'll surf intervene as well if I do have missed anything. Then he put out a statement afterwards talking about how he's disappointed to be left out of the squad. I'm paraphrasing, there was a few other things, but basically he was unhappy about being left out of the squad, and it seems he's on his way out. We spoke on it, I think it was on the Q&A, where Villa were reportedly in for him as well. So yeah, your thoughts on Sterling, how he's quote-unquote been treated. Would you like to see him leave? Do you see it being a loan, permanent transfer? Where are we at?
Well, if it's loan, it has to be an obligation for someone to buy. If it's loan, sure. I think he doesn't want that, and the club don't want that. They want him to leave permanently. There are reports that saying he will take a wage cut, so that helps as well because no one's going to pay him $350 a week. Let's just take that out right now. I think he'd have to significantly drop his wages to around 180, 200 at most to get what he wants. But let's do this right. Because everyone's like, oh yeah, well, everyone tried to make this situation, Jadon Sancho's situation, the same, which is completely different, right? Ten Hag literally came out and said Jadon Sancho didn't train well, didn't do anything. Maresca literally came out and just said it was a technical decision. Obviously, that was a lie, but he never denigrated the player or accused him of doing anything.
Well, you carry on, people. See how you can just lie and there's no issue with it. Like in regards to what, man, that was mad. I'm not going to get into it again. When Ten Hag was asked about Sancho, and even months after, he was like, he wasn't involved in the squad, so I'm not going to talk about. Same way Maresca didn't say, I don't want Sterling. He's a terrible player. We want him out the door expeditiously. He can go train with the under 21s. He didn't say all that. He was just like, what was his actual quote? What did he say when asked about him? What was it again?
I think it's like a technical decision or something.
There we
like
go.
That.
It was a tactical decision.
Tactical. But then it's like the story is that the Daily Mail somehow, I don't know how the Daily Mail knew about this before they went to Sterling's camp. Like I think it was midweek or the Friday before, saying he wasn't going to be involved this season, and then they released it on the day of the game. I mean, why does Sterling would have had to give his yes for them to release this? I'm sorry, that tells me that Sterling, and maybe people go, yeah, he should, but Sterling was only thinking about himself and not about the team and not about how this would look. He only wanted to get his point out. It could have been one go, oh yeah, no comment or something like, oh well, I'm going to train, even if it's a funny thing, oh I'm going to train hard. Why did it have to be? I'm seeking clarity. Okay, well, apparently now it's come out, and that's why Maresca and everyone's come out swinging because you released this statement. You didn't need to release that statement.
You shouldn't have released the statement.
This is your own. We haven't done it. Maresca hasn't said you're rubbish, but he's had to come out now in midweek because he's been asked everything and just literally said, he's not what I don't see him playing. Like he's done with Ben Chilwell. Where's the outrage? There's no outrage with Ben Chilwell, Gallagher, or Chalobah. It's because those guys kept their mouths shut. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No matter what you think of him, dignified exit from Chelsea. Dignified exit. Nothing wrong. He hasn't done anything. You know, we literally laid it on the table. Chalobah kept quiet. Even Ben Chilwell.
Still
even to the extent Romelu Lukaku has kept quiet. Do you know what I mean? It's like
surprisingly.
And then like this phony outrage from rival fans. I'm not saying anyone here, but it's like when I hear like Man United fans go, well, "How could you treat Sterling?" Hello, Jadon Sancho lunchbox in a car park just last year, by the way.
That was way worse. The Sancho Ten Hag thing was way worse. Because I even talked. It was funny because I brought it up on Thursday actually. They're talking about it. I don't actually think Chelsea did actually anything wrong in terms of what they did. Like if they wanted to sell a player off the Sancho,
he's being paid. Do you know what I mean? He's allowed to. All this always banned from the ground. No, he's just training outside us or away from the main group. And then the Arsenal fans come in. I'll just mention one name and then I'll leave the room. Mesut Ozil. And that wasn't even for footballing reasons why you banned him. So let's not even go there. If I was Arsenal fans, if I were you are treading very, very. Oh yeah, and also the sudden. If I was to ask any Arsenal fans, said you have struggled to get rid of Endy and Nketiah, you would have loved the way what we've done with Sterling and other players to get rid of some of the players you've got because you struggled to sell. Even Man United fans, do you know what I mean? If you'd just actually been honest and just done it, every fan, do you know what I mean? All this like phony. Oh, I can't believe the way he's been treated. So you're telling me, I'll ask 2 questions of fans. So you're telling me you've never critiqued any of your own players? If anyone says no, you're a liar. Right there, and then right, you're a liar. And also, then if you didn't like the player, you've never said, get him out of my club. I don't care what it takes. He's getting paid too much and stuff like. You've never said that. You're a double liar. You're liar. That's what you are right there, right? Something like that. That's what you are. Every fan goes who doesn't like a player at their club. They've always said the sentence, I don't care how you get rid of him, just get rid of him. Like that. They've said that.
Oh yeah,
They have said that, right? They said that. And we're not even treating them harshly. We're just saying, you're not involved. We don't want you involved. Go train over there. We're still paying you. It'd be different if they said we're not going to pay you, because that'd be a massive thing, right? But they are. They're going to try and help and get rid of him. But it's better, to be honest, than just like to keep people on and just like. So he's not. It's what happens. But it's funny. It's what happens at every club when a new coach comes in. No matter what player you like, a manager might just go, I don't, or a head coach might go, I don't fancy you that way. Do you know what I mean? I don't.
You're not my type.
You're not my type. And we've now bought Neto, and we bought Felix, who can play either side or through the middle. So, and we've got Noni there, and stuff like that. We've got Palmer there. We've got Nkuku there. It's just he doesn't. And unfortunately, we've got Mudryk there, but that's another.
I've said it before. I think he is woeful. I'll just clarify.
He's so bad for us. We can't even get loan moves linked to him. That's how bad he is. Do you know what I mean? There's not even willing to take him a loan. Do you know what I mean?
He's woeful.
I think even Strasbourg said no to a loan. And that's our feeder club. Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean, no, bro? Like
Leroy Rosenior went, no.
That guy Mctominay, bro. Jesus. And like, Arsenal fans should be happy that Chelsea's hijacked that. Jesus Christ.
That was funny a couple of weeks ago when I think we signed Neto and I saw Arsenal fans say, well, maybe we could try and get Mudryk. Take him. Take him right now. Take him right now. He is rubbish. I said, someone tried to defend him. I was on the street. I'm not ready to defend him. I said, his greatest attribute is his pace. That's all. It's all. I mean, when you are dying on the vine against like Servette yesterday night, and you can't even do anything like that, get out. You are rubbish. The greatest thing he's done.
I didn't watch the game. Did he struggle in the game?
He was woeful. Absolutely. He had one shot that went wide, and I thought he could have done better, but that was it. The greatest thing he's ever done at this club was shave his hair. It's the greatest. Honestly, shave his hair. It's the greatest thing he's ever done. Like people won't notice me. No, we notice you. You're rubbish. Like that. Even Maresca's come out and he's challenged him. He's challenged all the players. He said, I don't want players I'm abbreviating. I don't want players that don't try. Do you know what I mean? I don't want them. And he challenged. You could see in the game the other night against Serbia. He was literally. He could have grabbed Mudryk's head and literally shaken it. He would. He was that close to doing it. But yeah, and then it's
Simon, you did see one.
Yeah. All this like
look
how big Maresca's having to work with 40 plus players. He's literally had to come out in the press conference the other day and go, no, I'm working with 21, 22 players. You know what I mean? The rest are like they even tried to put like Lloyd Kellyman in our squad. He's for the academy. What are we doing it? They put like goalkeepers. We know that have left on loan. Okay, we've got a lot of goalkeepers. So now should I start adding like all the academy grads to everyone's squad? Because suddenly everyone's squad gets bigger, right?
But to be fair though, but I do say this though, it's similar to Man United. Chelsea's selling them. Chelsea's sell in the media. So of course now it is literally what tries football to begin with conversation, and this is why I personally know that even this whole Sterling situation, because I had this just a little debate in the group chat earlier about the Sterling thing. Because I think there was a quote that Maresca said something about that how Sterling is not his type of winger, which I think is kind of crazy to me. A crazy cap, in my opinion. This particular what I said is because I feel like Sterling is one of them type of players. I don't think you need even preseason to know what type of winger he is, because he's been doing it for years now. And
I think
but even then, I don't blame Chelsea I don't think Chelsea treated him like shit, because this is just business in the end of the day. Like two new guys come in, somebody had to leave, and I know there's been conversations about but there's still Mudryk, there's more money.
Can I tell you what I think he means by he's not his type of winger, but he should be? I think he thinks he's too selfish. I think he thinks like we've seen it last season. How many times could he pass the ball to someone to roll it in?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He didn't do it.
I mean, ironically, against Wolves away last season, when he could have rolled, there was 2 people there he could have rolled it to, and stuff like that. I think he thinks, and also I think he takes a lot of personality and stuff like that. And I think Maresca's really disappointed in how Raheem and his people have behaved. And I'm as well. I don't mind you being disappointed or something like that. But to come out and then like leave it to the, I don't know whether they told the Daily Mail to do it to the start the day of the game, but
sometimes they can do it too.
Just to even respond, just to go, well, it's news to us. We'll look into it. See you later. You know what I mean?
You know, I think what it was. I think at that point, it's because even in that statement, ironically, I actually don't think. I don't think there's anything wrong in the statement necessarily. Also, the part about saying, because he clearly knew he wasn't going to be part of the team. Then he was told that he was not. So he clearly knew that part of the statement that was cut. But I don't actually not personally mind the statement that he actually wrote. Is more so of the fact is that I think he was trying to save face to a degree, because I saw the reactions towards him not being the team. And there was a lot of Chelsea fans who was obviously celebrating that he was not part of the team. And I feel like even though Sterling hasn't been great at Chelsea, it's still Raheem Sterling. He's still done a lot in his career, and I think that's a part of the ego side of his own ego showing there, saying like, hold on a second, I'm still Raheem Sterling, but how? It's just
even if he made a statement. Even if he made a statement, you could go, "Well, I'm disappointed by this. I want to stay. I'm going to try my best to force myself into the plans." You know what I mean? But like seeking clarity and stuff like that, it's like, well, actually, you've made us now come out and have to do this publicly because you've gone public. So we have to obviously respond publicly. So essentially, the manager just came out like he did with Ben Chilwell and just said he's not part of my plans. And that should be full stop because they signed Neto and Felix within a span of a week. Do you know what I mean? So, and it's like, and then everyone goes like, "Oh, I can't believe how you treat your players like your academy graduates." What's that going to say about academy graduates now that Gallagher's sold? I just mentioned 2 names, James and Colwell. Do they not count as academy graduates? They're in.
And Lewis mentioned this point.
Lewis been taking the piss.
Where's the support for Chalobah?
Oh yeah,
where's
the other kid that got sold to Empoli.
No, but where's the support for Broja? I know he's going to Ipswich on loan and something like that. And please Ipswich survives, so you pay us that 30 million plus.
I actually need to ask you a question. Are you gonna buy the staying up t-shirts if are you staying up if they're staying up?
But the thing about Chalobah's been very dignified and stuff like that. If you know his background is up here and he's always going to be like, he's never going to speak out against the club and something like that. But you're right. Where's the Chalobah chance at the games? We've had two games in a row Gallagher chance. Why?
That's crazy.
We know what
Where's the Broja chance? Where's the Broja chance? Let's start the Broja chance. No. It's because
he's not one of them.
And then it's like, and then it's like they get. It's obviously what we're trying to do. We're still going to buy players, but we've literally chopped our wages in half in terms of like what we're paying. Our wage bill is literally chopped in half, and this Lukaku thing going is going to help even more because that's about 40 odd million or something off the wage bill in total for the contract. But it's like I don't like. Everyone was going. Some people were having to go at Maresca during that press conference the other day when he mentioned this. That's because you keep asking him the questions. So what? Now you don't want the answers. I don't get it. So he's criticised. Hang on. He's criticised him if you didn't answer, but now he answered, you get criticised anyway. And he just came out and just said, I'm working with 22 players. And this thing about, you've got 15, 20 other players. No, look at the squad again. Some of them are online that you keep counting in. Some of them we're trying to sell. And some of them are part of the academy and stuff like that. So let's all play in the PL2 team or whatever. It's like David Washington plays in the PL2 team. He's not going to be a part of the first team squad. You all know that. Do you know what I mean? It's just, and it's not just my club; it happens in other clubs as well. But it's just like it's
annoying.
It's annoying. It's just like it would give you the answer. It's like I'm glad. Like big up to David Ornstein, who's gone on like Rio Ferdinand's podcast and the Overlap this week, and just said just set some of the records straight, and he's not even doesn't work for Chelsea.
Yeah, so Arsenal
That means he had to literally he didn't have to defend us, but he just literally they're just doing this, and this, and they're selling players as well, and that shut Jamie Carragher up, didn't it? I mean, Jamie Carragher's an idiot, but
he was him and Neville was getting comfy on Monday, bro.
Yeah, he was like it didn't make any sense. Yeah, but yeah, it's just one of those weeks. Like I said, the big thing for me is like next week I have to, or by our podcast next Thursday, there has to be some like resolution where I'm telling you either Osherman or Tony are signed, or it looks like we're going to sign Osherman or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It has to be that.
No, 100%. You need to.
I don't. Highest we can get is 6. Just going on to yesterday's game. Yesterday's game felt like a mixture of a last pre-season game and a third round League Cup tie when you draw like a League 2 team at home. Everyone would go about the 22 shots. Yeah, that's fine. But it's like 6 were on target, and I didn't even think Jorgensen. It's not as if Jorgensen was pulling out any like blinding saves or anything like that. They were sort of p-rollers to him. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't. Now, what I would expect is that if that was against Wolves or something like that, I'd be more worried. Do you know what I mean? It's against like, I think this is going to be the performances you're going to get from Chelsea in this competition up until like the semi-final.
And it becomes a little bit more serious.
If we get that far, do you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Noni came on and scored. Listen, I don't think Noni's all that, but I'd rather Maresca focus on him than Mudryk, because Mudryk's a lost cause. Let's just face it, he's just done.
Yeah, I think
Mudryk makes Luis Diaz look like Arjen Robben. Do you know what I mean?
He said, this is Enzo Maresca on Mudryk. We're going to try to help him change. Most of the mistakes of Misha are not quality. No, they are about decision making. We're going to help Misha. And that's what that's from in his actions.
Right, it's a lost cause. I'm telling you right now. He's 24. It's going to be 24. He's a lost cause.
Is he 24?
Going to be 20. Yeah, his whole. I'm telling you right now, Mudryk's whole background is built up from De Zerbi praising him and a one-off performance in the Bernabeu at Real Madrid. That's all it's built on. Because the Bernabeu fans clapped him up. Let me just remind you, this is the same Bernabeu where Real Madrid lost to Sheriff 2-1 in a group game once. Do you know what I mean? I don't care if he got clapped up. He scored like 6 goals. De Zerbi as well. De Zerbi is a great hype man. Honestly, to God, De Zerbi. Don't let me speak about De Zerbi. He's that good. If he's that good, De Zerbi, then why didn't Marseille bid for Mudryk?
Well, they bid. This is the funny part. They bid for Solomon earlier.
That is a very valid point. Big up to Eli, been a member of the channel for 9 months. Says, I never get how Chelsea can get all this business done while outside of Ineos, Manchester United, and Manchester City, none of the big clubs making moves. Because you know what this is, Eli? Because people want to make excuses for their clubs and reasons as to why. Same way with Chelsea are showing when you want to get rid of players, no matter how much money they're on, no matter how much the transfer fee is, no matter what the number is on their back. And United showed it with Sancho last summer, actually. You can get rid of anyone you want. And then when I say that, that's not about the player necessarily leaving your club. I'm talking about making it perfectly clear he's not going to be in your plans, because the player is then going to take the power into his own hands and do his best to accelerate and move away.
That's actually one of the things.
By next summer, if Ipswich stay up, we'll either made them pay anywhere from 50 to 55 million for Amari Hutchinson, who never played for us, and Amanya Broya.
It's crazy.
There is a 30+ obligation for that loan if Ipswich stay up. Do you know how much I am backing Ipswich to stay up? I put them in my relegation, but I'm backing them to stay up. I want them to stay up, ironically, on goal difference, and Broya's the goal that scores that they stay up. Broya's the goal that scores because like 30 million bucks. Because that is another thing. Everyone will go like, I don't know how I have no idea how we still get people to pay for our players. I do not understand what people see. Are really people that, I think this is it, and I honestly think this, Oh yeah, but Chelsea situation, yeah, that player wasn't going to do well in that Chelsea situation.
Let me see.
Take him.
We can
Take him
fix
in.
him.
Take him in.
No, I'm saying relationships. Like I can fix it. I can fix it.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, no. It's not. It wasn't him. It was them. You know, that's
misunderstood.
Honestly, it's like, yeah, oh yeah. We'll do it.
That's why I'm so glad. That's why I'm so glad we didn't. That's why I'm so glad we didn't bite the bait. But
there's also a second thing today. That Kepa news linked to Bournemouth. They said he's going to have to sign an extension. Okay, that better only be a 1-year extension, and the deal to Bournemouth better be some type of obligation, or there's no point in loaning this guy out. I don't even know why we need to do an extension for this guy. He's on huge wages still. He's on his last year. Just let him go. Just let him walk. He's not going to. You're not going to get 7 to 10 million euros you want from him. He's not that good. He's not good. Just let him go. Just get out. I'm that close to having Kepa out the door. I would only accept this Bournemouth deal, an extension of a contract, if it's an obligation. An obligation. I will only accept that. These loan deals now have to be obligation, which is the irony thing of Chelsea trying to get Osimhen on loan, but not doing an obligation for him, which is mad. That's the thing. We only want to do like an option.
That's actually a running part, because I've been actually talking about, like, in terms of incomings, it hasn't been amazing for Tottenham, but for me it's about the outgoings, because a lot of guys this summer have left for us, and what I like about as well is that, which people don't talk about, there's a lot of senior players who are not, which is funny because Chelsea get a lot of stick for keeping the first teamers not in the team. There's a lot of first teamers that people don't even know they're still at the football club who are getting left out of the team and training with the under 21s as well with us. Because we want to, this is probably one thing that I actually rate about the summer, is that we making it clear to the players that are not welcome, that you're not welcome.
Yeah.
And I think this is ironically, this is the treatment that ironically United should be giving McTominay, because clearly they're willing to sell him. Accelerated. I mean, already teams are bidding for him in as well, so it's just a funny part. United don't even accept him bids, but it's the funny part. That's why I say, like,
you should be doing it to Luke Shaw. They should be doing it to Harry Maguire. They should be doing it. You know, that's what they should be doing. They should be bombing these guys out. You know, they should be like treating them nice, not nasty. Just go, yeah, we thank you for your service and you've been paid handsomely, but you're not part of this thing anymore. So we'll help you find another home or something like that. Bombing United, I think they paid off Wan-Bissaka, right, Flores? Am I saying that? They gave him like 7 million payoff or something like that. It was a whole
sure, you know. You know what the case may be.
I think that was the whole last season with Maguire, right? He wanted to play up.
Again, it's not our money, but it's like clubs don't want to just admit that they got it wrong and pay these players off. But paying a player 5 million, 7 million, 10 million, he's going to cost you more in the long run. Yeah, it's going to cost you more in the long run. And when I say that, I'm not talking money, I'm talking about on the pitch, which then could cost you in terms of prize money, like even league position. The difference between finishing 8th or finishing 6th, or winning a domestic cup or not winning a domestic cup, or getting through to the next round of the Champions League or Europa League or Conference League, etc. It's like, sometimes you have to cut your losses and be like, enough is enough. This player has been a loss here. Just keep it stepping.
That's what annoyed me about the old regime.
I mentioned it before, like being in a relationship, like when you break up with a girl and you leave stuff at her house, some of the stuff you gotta let go, man.
That's what annoyed me about the old regime. We kept loaning players out and putting a year on their contract, and we had Baba Rahman for 9 years. We drink water we let leave, and the thing we kept we had Batshuayi. We held on to Batshuayi because Mourinho wouldn't. The rumor is Mourinho wouldn't accept. I think she wanted 50 million, and Leeds United came in once with 10 million. This is Batshuayi, bro. It's not like you don't accept the 10 million. You know what I mean?
It's not like it's a. I'm trying to think of like
somebody actually involved in the first team.
Yeah, someone who's done at least a little bit certain. It's not like it's a Raheem Sterling. I understand not accepting £10 million for Raheem Sterling. That I get because of
I don't even think. I think they'll accept. I think they'll accept anywhere from 25 to 30 million just to get his wages off, because his wages he's owed like 60 million. If you reference that in as well, it's actually a good price you're getting, because overall you're getting 60 million off your books. Do you know what I mean? And just do it like that. But Raheem, listen, I don't know if Raheem's going to leave. It's very short time. That's my only criticism. This should have been done like 2 weeks ago. Do you know what I mean? It
Yeah,
should have been. That's my big criticism.
Yeah.
That's my. If he didn't like, I can understand the manager possibly going, or the head coach possibly going. Maybe he's in and R in. Do you know what I mean? Maybe he was like,
I don't think he expected.
You know what? I think those two deals, the Neto and the João Felix one, accelerated this. This is what it was. I think it's not even the João deal. I think it's the Neto deal.
You reckon the Neto one was the one that is? Yeah,
I think because you got a guy. You got a guy who can play both wings as well. Do you know what I mean? So I think that really the João one was just a cherry on top for them to go. Well, actually, we've got two players. Do you know what I mean? Who could play those positions and stuff like that. I just maybe you're right, but it's just a phony. It's just a phony outrage. That's something that just bothers me.
Yeah, no, I get that, and I'm someone who's a fan of Sterling, defended Sterling. Like,
me too, Flores.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying no. Now you have that, and this just goes to show there's no bias towards him from me because I've surface defended him as have I, and that's on and off the pitch. But when he's in the wrong, he's in the wrong. I say it all the time. I said it about the Sancho and Ten Hag situation. Don't go public. Once you go public, you just open up a whole kind of worms and add everybody to it that doesn't need to be done. Keep everything in-house. Keep everything private.
And where both situations are the same. We're not talking about players that have pulled up trees at both clubs. Do you know what I mean? We're not talking about whatever you say about Rashford. At least Rashford can look back as not last season, but the season before. Well, Sancho's been there and going, well, yeah, I've produced this. Do you know what I mean? Like, Sterling's come in, not done well, but then his Palmer's come in and just absolutely blitzed everyone. Do you know what I mean? Even like Jackson's come in and done well and stuff like that. So it's not, and I wanted him to succeed. I think he's one of the most disrespected footballers for what he's done. Whether he's in your top 10 list of wingers, I don't care. I think he's had a very, very good career. Oh, people go, yeah, well, he was at Man City.
I think he's top 10 in the league of goal scorers in the Premier League.
He's under Pep. He's the third top goal under Pep. Who's Pep manager? He's the third top goal scorer. Everyone will go. Oh, everyone will go. Oh, yeah, it was a system thing. He used to only get on the end of things. You would. I don't care. I would love a player like that who got the end. With system works. Who got the end. If we turn Osterman, do you think I care if he does bicycle kicks or goes through press? I will take 30 tap-ins, and one of the worst. I will take a Haaland. The Ballon d'Or video when it was just tap-ins. I will take that as a season compilation. The king of the tap-ins. I don't care. That's something that really doesn't matter. But I just listen. He came into the situation wasn't good for him. I understand that and stuff like that. It's just we're not losing a player. We're not losing a player, which I think most fans will miss.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Go on, Dave. What are you gonna say?
No, I was just saying that it is what the situation because at least you had this debate with the Sterling debate. And saying because obviously there was in future will I take Sterling because somebody asked me that and I said no because I feel like this version of Sterling I feel like it's just not really it for it anymore. But before he went to Chelsea, I would have taken him still also like so much Chelsea fans wanted it as well. And I had people saying Sterling even at City was a bum. How was he a bum at City? You're not scoring all these goals. You're not contributing to that level that he did at City. Like they were acting like he's Doku or some shit. Yeah, this is crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like, I agree with the statement that for me, Sterling definitely one of the more disrespected players ever, considering how decorated he is as a player as well. Like people forget that.
So, 123 goals in the Premier League. That's not an act. Put it this way: bums don't do that. Say he's overrated, but bad players don't do that.
You can't do that.
You're not a bad player when you get 123 goals.
I mean, remember he was scoring like 30. He was doing like 30. Plus goal contributions when they didn't have a striker for those couple of years. You remember when they won the back-to-back titles? He was doing that. You know what I mean? It's just listen. I understand why Chelsea signed him. It was that first summer. It was a statement signing. Let's get a good player. We'll see a good player. Stuff like that. I even understand the wages because of his reputation. He's earned that sort of wages. Do you know what I mean? So it's coming and it just didn't. He didn't work out. He scored some good goals, stuff like that, but it's just not been enough. It's just not been. And like I said, I think it's more. I don't even think it's style. Like I said, I don't think it's style. I think it's his attitude now, in terms of or what. Sorry, let me proceed. I think what's happened this past week before the game has really pissed off Maresca. Do you know what I mean? I think it's just really.
Bear in mind, you can understand that. I would be if I'm the manager. I'm pissed off because it's like you've now made
I had to come out and say these things now. I've had to come out and say these things. I wanted to keep it in-house, stuff like that, and just gradually leak it out. Well, actually, we've decided, because you could even legitimately say what we just said. Well, I've just signed Neto and Felix now, who can provide me a bit. I think can provide me a bit more. Sterling's been great, but we're going to move him on. Or we decided that we're going to end the partnership and just move on amicably like that. Just like that.
It's not. Big up to Mohammed as well. Says, I did answer this, but I'll answer it again because I know some people are joining late. But before we continue, mad, over 100 of you lot in here. Let's get up to 100 likes. We're only at 76 likes. Like check 1212. Let's run it up to 100 likes, people.
Yeah,
and don't forget, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. It is road to 13,000 subscribers, people. For road to 13,000 subscribers, so we're trying to get to 12,300. So we'll then be under 600, under 700 away. So people, get us up to 13,000 subscribers. People, hit that. So whether you're watching live right now, watching this back, big up to all the audio listeners as well. Make sure you follow us on Spotify, Sarcasm City TV. Same with iTunes as well. Also Sarcasm City TV. But Flawless, are you looking forward to against Brighton? Looking forward to the game against Brighton. I'm not excited to watch. I think you're saying us against them. I asked this before. Not excited, no, just more intrigued. How do we look? It's a tough game. We don't play well against Brighton in general. They have a very good record against us. I think like one of the best in the Premier League. I think they've won like 40-45% of the games against, something like that.
Yeah, there's no draws, right? There's no draws between them.
No draws. So it's kind of like
8-6.
How do we set up outside of the result? Obviously, I want us to win, but how do we set up? How do we look defensively? How do we look offensively? How do we weather the storm when the momentum's with them? How do we capitalize when we have the momentum? What are the substitutions like? There's so many questions with it because I keep stating this. I like how we looked defensively against Fulham. Now, replicate that. And then against Liverpool, replicate that, and so forth and so forth. And if we can replicate the defensive performances, hey, the offense accident might get it together.
I do actually want to say something quickly.
That game against Everton was very misleading, right? Because before Brighton scored, and even after Brighton scored, before they scored their first and second, Everton were in that match. You know what I mean? In that match, it's only because Ashley Young got sent off as well that really turned the tide. That match is very misleading in terms of that. If you watch like extended highlights, if you watch it, big up Becky. If you watch extended highlights of it, Everton have their chances. United can have their chances. I think it's a shame it's so early in the season. I would have loved to see when both teams are bedded in a bit more.
Fuck that. We don't need to do
you, right? I know you.
That's a neutral. I want to see
that. Let's play these man early and let's see how we look. I prefer us to have more.
You gotta stop being selfish and think of rival fans watching this.
Fuck rival fans.
Think of me and Jess. Think of Jess and I for next week's podcast. Yeah, think of Jess and I.
It's already GGMU man from OVM man, but I do actually want to say
it's selfish, right, Jess? It's just selfish.
Go on, Jess. What are you gonna say? Go on.
No, it's like actually serious. No, actually, because I saw it earlier today. Crazy, obviously. Condolences to Ahmad because he lost his mother. So
really?
Yeah, lost his mother.
Wow.
Yeah, so because it hasn't really gone. It doesn't seem it has gone mainstream because I saw that earlier.
I haven't seen that.
Lost about it. Yeah, like lost his mother today, or technically yesterday. So obviously condolences to him. Because I don't know what type of mindset he's going to be. Pretty much, you guys play.
I don't think he'd play, would he? I don't think he'd play. If he only just happened today. Right?
Yeah, pretty much happened just yesterday, obviously, because next day.
I think you'd have to. I think if you're Man United fan, Man United board, you got to think about his mindset and just go, nah. Do you know what I mean? I know you might want to play, but
it's on. What I would say is on. I would listen to the player because I think some players can deal with that type of thing. I think some players can't deal with that type of thing.
I understand what you're saying, but sometimes in those situations, you got to take it out of the players' hands and just go, yeah, you might feel that, but. I just want you to. I just want you, go grieve. This is mum. Do you know what I mean? Go grieve.
I fully hear that. It depends. Like, I agree with that. It's on Ahmad. To me personally, I would say.
It's on Ahmad.
It's two ways. It's two ways you can look at it. Like, because I agree with Sofa as well in that aspect as well. But if the player comes up and says, "I want to play," is because like Steve said, else was just in the chat as well. People. Or everybody agrees differently. Some people just can't and just maybe need a break. Because I'm still a young person, like what 21. So
yeah,
it's not like so he's young, but I don't know. Like we will see. Is United playing today?
Yeah, 12:30 kickoff.
Technically, it is now today. Yes,
Oh,
if you're in the UK time zone, it is technically so.
Not kickoff.
Yeah,
Set your alarm.
12:30 people. So we will be live 11:30 a.m. right here on the YouTube channel, also on the playback.
Treat Flawless nice in that chat, please.
Yeah, well, Conor Bradley, yeah, and he ended up playing for Liverpool. So obviously, yeah, I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna depend on the player, like, but obviously,
the support's going to be crucial. I remember when Frank Lampard's mum died. I know he took the initial game against Man United off, like it was in a matter of days, but then he came back for like the Champions League semi-final, second leg against Liverpool, and he scored a penalty and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's up to him. Obviously, commiserations and stuff like that. It's just it's one of those things. Going back to the game itself, though, it's like, do you think he's going to start the same lineup for us, like with Mount and Bruno?
I think it's the exact same lineup. Yes.
Yeah, no Xerxes from the start or anything.
No Xerxes from the start. I think potentially the Liverpool games is where we could see a Xerxes and De Ligt start. But I think personally he goes with the same lineup. Maguire, I've already said I don't mind instead of De Ligt. Don't want to see Mount and Bruno together if we were playing in the Conference League. However, he's gonna go with that. So it is unfortunately that's an option. So yeah, I think he goes with that. But yeah, man, definitely.
You don't think De Ligt's gonna play?
No, I don't think. For some reason, this is just. Yeah,
I don't think he's gonna start.
I don't think he starts. Yeah, that's what I say. I don't think he starts him. No, I just don't think he does. Because normally, Ten Hag don't rotate like that. That's where I'm taking it from. He's not, especially when he don't rotate when things are going bad. So when they're going well and it's been like a good result and a solid performance, I just don't see it. I think it's the same.
I think what's going to be fascinating is after the international break, his first, like barring injuries and stuff like that.
Yes.
What is first, like if you have no injuries, what his actual starting lineup will be then, because everyone's like bedded in a bit. Do you know what I mean?
Like that, and that's it. That's how I'm looking at it. So I go and think, so I think it'll probably be the same lineup. So I'm like, all right. Yeah, it'll probably be there. And like people are saying in the chat, obviously losing a parent is the worst of the worst, and I don't wish that on anybody. And it's solely on him. Some people do take time to grieve. Other people just want to, whether it's exercise like Steve mentioned, or get to work and like take their mind off it. So everyone's different. But hopefully, like outside of football, he's okay and he's grieving with it. Well, like, and that's what it is.
I tell you, who looked good last week for Brighton. That Minter guy who they signed from.
You keep saying this, Minter played well, because I didn't watch that.
Very good. And that's PSR for you right there. That's denied Newcastle an actual right wing option that they need. As well, they need a right wing option. That's why they're linked to so many. But they had to send. But he looked good. But like I say, people watch the extended highlights. I know I've got to take into fact it was like the first game of the season and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's under a new man. It's under a new manager who's younger than some of the Man United players that will play.
Tomorrow. When Steve told me like, Brighton, and he was like, Matoma's back to himself. It's one game.
That's what I'm talking about. It's
like now if he balls out and cooks, I'll go first. But it's like with Brighton, it's a new manager, so it's kind of like, all right, let's see how they play. How do they deal? Because as much as Manchester United are playing a much better team than Fulham, Brighton are playing a much better team than Everton. So it's we, as it's limited as we are, because we are not very good. We're better than Everton, so we're going to cause them more problems.
We'd hope so. You would hope so, right? You would hope so. you would hope so. But I like I said, it's going to be a fascinating game. So I've got a sneaky feeling you're going to do a 1-0 job, or it's going to be like a draw. Do you know what I mean? Like you're going to scumbag a 1-0 victory like you did last year. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's one of those, or it's going to be like a 1-0 draw and stuff like that.
Draw would not surprise me in the slightest. But you lot find a few questions in before we do indeed closing out United Brighton United, I should say. You going out live an hour? Yes, always, people. So all season, all Manchester United games, I will go live 1 hour before kickoff time. All the other games, I'll be going live 30 minutes before the game. And the United games are here on the YouTube and on the playback. All the other games solely on the playback. So tomorrow, Well, today technically.
Villa, Arsenal
Brighton,
tomorrow.
Manchester United. Then at 3 p.m. you'll get Spurs, Everton only on the playback. So if you come to the YouTube for it, it won't be here. And then after that, I'm doing Aston Villa Arsenal, which is solely on the playback. Yeah, go on,
Actually, quick mention. Obviously, we were talking about the football manager earlier.
Everyone's younger than you, Jesters. Everyone's younger than you, Uncle Jesters. You old bastard.
Manager is younger than me. That's crazy. Actually,
before you go, Jez, he's 31, right?
31, yeah. He'll be 32 during the season. Yeah, be 32.
I'm older than him too. But yeah, go on, Jez.
No, I was mentioning, I'm actually going to be live from Twitch, streaming Football Manager during the Tottenham game. So just so you can already tell how invested I am doing. I saw this Lanky news and I'm like, yeah, I'm going live during the game. I'm watching with Chelsea.
It'd be ironic if one of your games on there will be Tottenham Everton, and that'll be a better game than the actual game.
I hope so. Then I'm saying they can. I hope people call me then not a real fan. Then I don't care, person. As long as we do well.
Jazz's Football Manager streams are entertaining. I can't lie.
He's signing youngsters like Spurs are in that game.
Actually, ironically, because obviously you wasn't here so earlier, so because obviously I did a news save, so we're doing CSK Sofia now. we're doing CSK, and you know what the club coach is? Develop young players. I'm gonna be signing young players.
So you're a joke, man. But that being said, we are gonna get predictions from
Steve, when is the Palace game?
The Palace game's 3 p.m. It's the same time. It's the same time as you lot.
It's just that I just don't want to watch the Tottenham game. I'll be honest. I'm trying to avoid it.
Well, I will be there supporting. See that, people. The Spurs representative.
Yeah, side piece.
But I'm giving you airtime. You know what I'm saying? That's how
I was supporting the Man United, bro. I will be there in the morning.
Yeah, why don't you let us support United?
You lot can support United by your damn selves. But anyway, Brighton versus Manchester. Look at all this fake.
Why don't you want our expertise, knowledge, and commentary? I don't understand this.
Yeah, you can have your expertise, knowledge, and commentary. You can give it to the comment section.
Flawless. Backstage, you said we could do it because you went like that to me. So you said we could do it. So that's more than an even guarantee. The double guns. You know what I mean? That's.
Yo, I'm never looking at Van Nistelrooy the same, man.
You already know, when
that first press conference when he takes over.
Behind the scenes, behind the camera, there's Brad and Wilcox, man. Like, that's my guy. That's my guy.
You got an idiots. But sir, for Brighton versus Manchester United scoreline prediction.
I'm gonna go 1-1. I'm gonna 1, or like I said, or you're gonna scumbag 1 and win.
So you're saying 1-1? All right, first.
Yeah, I'm 1-1.
Brighton, Manchester United.
I actually think 2-1 United, man. That's gonna be what then? That's gonna be what? 82 goals to go.
That's true. Yes. Yes. 82. Yeah.
Yeah. I've also got United win. I've been thinking 2-1, but since Jez went 2-1, I'm thinking about our lack of goals for it. No, I still stick with 2-1. I say 2-1 Manchester United. Back to you, Jez. You won't be watching, but Tottenham Everton.
That's gonna be a scumbag 2-1, I think, from us.
Tottenham 2-1. Surfer?
Seeing as Everton are probably going about 8 players fit or something like that. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to go 3-1 Spurs.
All right, cool. We definitely conceded. That's
No. I don't hold out much for your defense under Ange. I mean, you can see the 60+ last season under Ange. You know what I mean?
I'm saying 3-0 Spurs, clean sheet. I'm saying 3-0 Spurs. Why can't I go 3-0 Spurs?
You're even worse than Jess. You can't take any criticism of Spurs whatsoever. You're worse.
Why can't I say 3-0 Spurs? No, I'm like, why am I being critical?
We're not keeping a clean sheet. We had like 2 clean sheets in last season. It feels like.
Okay, so it's rolled to 2 clean sheets this season. Then so there we go.
You know what? If you keep a clean sheet and win the game, I'll come on here next week and I'll apologize.
Cool. You know what? Just get right in your apology now, mate. You know what I'm saying?
What Jez said, I will not do. So that's just happening right now.
Flawless Spurs under Andrew kept 7 clean sheets and no comps. How many in the Premier League? And it's rolled to 7 then? If we get 8,
well, if you remember, Flores, they got knocked out of the cups early and had no Europe.
Yeah, so there's lots of.
Do you know what I mean?
I'll be honest. I'll be so real. I don't even remember 7 clean sheets. Oh.
There we go.
Yeah,
So,
I was watching Football Heritage TV this week. Saba's back now, so off his hiatus. So I was like watching. It's like it was going through. It's like I think you can see like second half of the season, you were one of the worst defenses second half of the season. It's like your clean sheets were low digits, like single digits last season. Like second half of the season. And if you remember, Flawless, that's when they had all their players back. You remember the injury crisis?
Yeah,
all their players back probably mid-January or just early February or something like that. And
early February.
Yeah,
we still
we got knocked out by City in the 4th round, I think it was, or something like that.
So I'm saying clean sheet, man. I'm saying 3-0 Spurs, man. That's what I'm going.
This guy with his Gumar. You know what I mean? It's you can't shoot the Gumar.
I support it. I welcome all. I like Flo. I welcome all the people who wanna be on the come on your Spurs trainer.
I'm gonna put the word out. Are you about for clubs in about 20 minutes, Surfer?
Yeah, of course. Are you mad? I need a clubs fix. I've not played for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, 3 or 4 days. I'll put out the word in a second.
Playoffs? Isn't it playoffs today starting?
Yeah, playoffs. I'm winning playoffs tonight. I think it starts tonight.
You've got to play like 90 games in like 5 days or something.
We'll figure it out, man. We'll figure it out. City Ipswich. Manchester City Ipswich. Surfer. Actually, before you carry on, nephew, find out who else is about. Forget your gang together, YG, all the friggin' delinquents, you, YG, Will, Sheik. Who else is part of that gang? I'll message you.
Delinquents, man. They're all delinquents.
Yeah, that's the young delinquents there. That's the younger clique in the team, not the elder statesmen like me and you and Grim. That's the
experienced, more mature people.
Yeah, the more mature, not the young ruffians. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Haaland's not out. That was fake news, I read, right?
Yeah, fake news, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Someone put in the group chat. I was like, out fake again.
Imagine how they getting past Ipswich without Haaland, man. Jeez.
So I'm going to go 5-0.
5-0. What are you saying?
Sorry, I just think I think Ipswich. You know what? I think when Ipswich saw Man City away, second game of the season, I think they jumped up for joy. Do you know what I mean? They went, now our season. Those two, they had Liverpool and City the first 2 games of the season. They went, what, the worst start, but then again, we get these 2 out of the way, then our season can begin next week. Do you know what I mean? So I'll go 5-0. The good feelings back. Gundogan's back. I don't know if he'll play. Probably not, but the feelings back there. So yeah.
Hey, Steve, forget about Ipswich Town going to survive. How many wins are Ipswich Town getting? That's the main question. How many wins are they getting? I
need more data of Ipswich.
Yeah. I know Jez is. Whatever you say, Jez is going to back, but I want to hear this.
No, I can't bucket anything yet because I need more data.
Yeah, sure, mate. You know, because you had all that data you had on Luke, you still back to 10 wins. They had won 2 matches in like 20, but they were going to win 7 and 18.
How rated was still decent?
No, that's another conversation of a day. How many wins are they getting, Steve? You got moved
around. Steve, you don't have to answer.
Side note, Calvin Phillips can't play, right? Because he's on loan, so he can't play.
Yeah, he's on loan.
We don't need the logic. I just want the number. I'm not even going to pressure. I just want to hear the number. Go on. I just want to hear the number.
Just as right. We don't care if Chelsea fans. We just want them to survive, so they pay us our money for Barry. That's all we do. We don't care about data. We don't care about data. Yeah.
What are you saying, Joe? Manchester City, Ipswich Town.
4-0 City, Haaland hat-trick. I'm thinking about triple capping this week.
I'll do you one better. I said 5-0.
Yeah, I'm saying 5-0 as
well.
All
5 for Haaland.
Oh, that was crazy.
Staying with you, Jez, Aston Villa, Arsenal.
Ooh, I think that's a 1-1.
1-1? Okay. Seven?
I'm going 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. I'm saying 2 apiece. That'd
be great because as long as they concede, then I can get this defensive record out of their minds whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? It's all good, man. 2-2 would be fun. 3-3, 4 all great. Just do it. Just do it.
50,
I don't know yet, but I'll crunch the numbers. Sure, Steve, but all right, you crunch it. All right, cool. You can
crunch the numbers. Sure. You struggle to see how many bottles of Malibu or Red Bull you've got in your room. You're crunching them. The only thing you're crunching is Red Bull cans on your head.
Steve, don't listen to them, bro. Like, just collect the data like I do, and then we can have a.
You're outrageous. This guy's an enabler. This is an enabler.
Yeah. Jez is the worst.
Okay.
Or Jez should say an enabler. Jez would say a Nabla.
No,
So,
I still need enough data from Leicester and Southampton.
shut up, Jez.
Yes,
Shut up. Shut up.
yes. Obviously, Leicester signed Jordan, so I can see him live now. Like,
I'm not
you saying
criticizing your
just for that?
lifestyle.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
just saying the only thing you crunch are Red Bull cans on your forehead, not numbers. It's all good, man.
That's fair. So we said Villa. So you said, Jez, you said 1-1. Surfer, you said 2-1 Arsenal. I'm saying 2-2. All right, cool. Same with you, Surfer. Your mob away at Wolves. Wolves, Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea.
2-1
Chelsea.
Chelsea. What are you saying? Yes.
I think Chelsea actually gonna do it this time at Wolves away. Next winner 2-1 Chelsea.
Yeah,
might not play.
I'm saying 3-0 Chelsea.
Oh,
See,
right,
clean sheet for Chelsea as well. Saying
He might not
3-0
play because he's hardly had any. Like he played for about 60 minutes the other night, so it was. I don't think he'll start.
He can still come on and score though.
Yeah, he can still come on and score. Right.
Yeah.
There you go. 3-0 Chelsea, I'm saying. Last game of the weekend, late Sunday. We'll go to you, Surfer. Liverpool, Brentford.
I'm going to 2-1 Liverpool. I think Brentford would be better opposition for them than Ipswich because I don't think Brentford will commit like Ipswich did in the first half and gas themselves out like they did. But I still expect Liverpool to when I say 2-1, I expect Liverpool to be 2-0 up and then just concede one right at the end. I think it'll still be comfortable.
So you're saying 2-0. You saying 2-1 Liverpool?
2-1
Liverpool. Jez?
That was my Saints scoreline on Thursday, so I'm gonna stick with that as well. 2-1 Liverpool.
Okay. Me, I'm gonna go 3-1 Liverpool. That's what I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They celebrate. They just signed another teenager, so Liverpool fans celebrating this week.
Everybody's signing kids now.
And signing a goalkeeper. Yeah.
I'm gonna say that. All right. I think we are gonna close out. Nephew, let me know because Grim said he's not about. If Spoobs is about, he can run it because we got.
You don't want to do Palace West Ham predictions there, Flores?
Go on then. Since you mentioned it, Palace West Ham.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go 4-2 Palace. That's what I'm gonna do. 4-2 Palace.
Jez.
Oh, we need a bounce back. We need a bounce back after the fuckery last week. So 2-0 Palace. 2-0 Palace.
Because of all the goals in this game in previous fixtures. No. There you go.
Oh, but say boo! Boo! I'm on booze. Booze in the chat. Booze in the chat.
In my opinion, you know what?
You're a Grinch, man. You're a fucking Grinch.
The fact that Steve dropped the message dropped the information in the chat about how many goals in the game. I'm saying no. We need a bounce back. Jez is Palace. He's gone from North London to South.
I'll be honest. I'm just there to sing the chant. To be honest,
no, Flores is a guy. I'll tell you what Flores is. Flores would be, if he was on the stream, Flores would be a guy. He'd be hearing us doing the Palace song on the stream, and he called the police for noise pollution. This is the kind of guy Flores is.
He's talking. I ain't even know to do
Grinch. That's what you are. Nil.
I do actually want to ask. Do you guys think actually Liverpool's got this related to Liverpool? Do you guys actually think Liverpool gonna sign anybody they're actually gonna play for them this season?
Yeah, they can't not sign anybody. They'll sign
somebody. Do you say they
I don't know who they still haven't signed the goalkeeper yet. They're trying to get from Valencia. So I don't know who they're linked to. Michael Edwards is not actually leading the transfer thing. It's Richard Hughes. So I just want to let everyone know this. Michael Edwards is not doing the transfers. He's CEO. He's running the different parts of the club. So this is Richard Hughes. I don't think they're signing any. I think if they sign someone, it'll be someone where we're scratching our heads. Like Endo last year.
Yeah,
and Sam said it right the other day, and credit to him, Sam, big up Sam. Or someone that I can't remember when Endo's coming out and literally offering his job to someone, saying that we need a DM. He was on a podcast and literally said, I'm the DM, but we need a DM. I don't know. I don't think they're going to sign anyone who we think is going to help them. I really don't. I think they need to actually re-sign people to new contracts. before that. The problem is if they buy this goalkeeper as well, every conversation is going to be, well, how long's Alisson staying for? Do you know what I mean?
Pretty much.
Because what's the point in signing Mamashishvili? Even if you send him on loan this season, what's the situation with Alisson? Do you know what I mean? Trent could leave. Trent could literally sign the pre-contract with Real Madrid on January the 1st and leave on a free.
Unless the Mono
Salah's on his last year. Salah's on his last year. Van Dijk's in his last year. Trent. And I think I think an injury to Salah or Van Dijk, their season's done. Like a long-term injury, I think their season's done.
Yeah.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good, bro.
It's not. I love it, man. It's great. I think
it's great as well. I think it's great. If I'm a Liverpool fan, I am fearing what this team's going to be like over the next 2 to 3 years. Because I'll tell you right now, Michael Edwards doesn't have the scouting network to himself like he did 5 years ago. Everyone's got that scouting network now. And maybe even better. Do you know what I mean? Maybe even better. And everyone's got money now as well. Do you know what I mean? So I hope it happens. Nothing finer than seeing Liverpool fans row in the chat. Zubi. I've never seen a fan base get so hyped because they reported a player said yes to them. No transfer fee agreed. No talks to the club that's happened. But apparently he's coming to the club because he said yes.
Once it kills him because even after the following day, he was trying to say, then he hasn't actually rejected us.
I wrote.
Just for Sussex to come out and say, he told us he's staying.
What happened to a nicer fan base, man? I love that, man. That man getting shot up is beautiful. It really is.
Imagine we did streams. Imagine you did a stream every day for us because the player in the report said yes to you, but there's no transfer fee agreed. No talks, no, here we goes. No, they're talking and stuff like that. I mean, that's mental, isn't it? That's
and that's what people want me to do. People want me to, wow, you get excited. People want me to jump out the window like an idiot.
Not even a derby lamp, man. Come on, bro. Not even a derby
lamp. To a London return.
I've seen something report saying that, but I don't know who the report. I don't know exactly who in the Athletic reported, but I did.
Noni, get out.
hey, you know what? Just the experience right there that Chelsea fans complain about.
That was nice. That's nice to end the podcast on Liverpool bashing. It's all good, man.
Man, welcome. I was saying, but love to everyone that has locked in. I hope you lot have enjoyed the show as much as I have. I just messaged, nephew. I just messaged Lewis. So if he's about, we'll see. Because if we can get 4, we'll run it. Because we got like 4 teams. So we can just run one. We just run any one of them. Yeah, we got like 4 teams. So we'll just run one of them. So because obviously we'll aim to do get a good record, but it don't really matter. So if we get, because there's me, there's you, there's Surfer, there's
YG apparently.
One more, so we need 5. If there's anyone who plays clubs,
Eli's in the chat. Eli, what you doing? Eli's watching it.
Let me know. Yes, me. Grim's not about. I just messaged him. Grim's not about. Nephew. Yes, I'm going to redirect to Lee Gunner as well. That's what I'm going to redirect to. Shout out Gunner every time. But big up to everyone that's locked in. This show is normally on Thursdays, people. It's every Thursday, 11:45 p.m. UK time. I just moved it to today because I was running around yesterday. So United Chelsea Spurs show with these two here. It's always a good show all the time, people. Love to everyone who is always supporting Sarcasm City TV. Absolute real ones. I also message Spoobs as well. Like I said, don't forget though, this show, all the other shows on the channel are available on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, people. So follow us on Spotify, 5-star us, Sarcasm City TV. Same with iTunes, 5-star us, all you iPhone users as well. And don't forget we're on playback, because you are missing out tomorrow if you are not following the Sarcasm City TV playback, which we recently hit 600 followers. So salute to you lot. Get over to the playback, because not only is the Brighton versus Manchester United game over on there, people, Brighton versus Manchester United, that game is on there, but we have Spurs versus Everton and Aston Villa versus Arsenal. So you will not find Spurs versus Everton or Aston Villa versus Arsenal on here. Same way we're going live probably in about 10-15 minutes for EAFC 24 program.
There we go.
So
Eli's in. There's another one.
Eli's in. So we'll run it in 10. So yeah, love to everyone that has locked in. We're going to redirect to Gunnar. And this has been the Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur Show, Man United podcast, Ballers at the Bridge podcast, talking that Tottenham Talk podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Come to